Here with you, Star Wars Day. Let's do this.
I never perfected my Wookiee cry. I feel that's a failure on my part.
I can't do it, especially not with this voice. How about this throw right now? All right, here we go. We are live. Yes, it is. There it is. Good connection. Good to see so many people in the building. What's up, Hosea, James, Nick, Dante? I see all you. James, Bunda. Thank you for being here, guys. We're going to have some fun. May the Force be with us all. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and may the 4th be with all of you. It's Star Wars Day. So happy to be here live. Save some energy tonight so we can be streaming. Finally getting over this cold, this like allergy flu thing I've got. It's just annoying, but I'm feeling good. I'm so happy to see so many of you in the chat today. We're going to have a really fun show. We're talking Star Wars news, whatever you guys want to talk about. I just got through most of the Bad Bunch. I want to talk about that. We might do some impromptu Nerd Wars. I might have you guys call in just so I don't have to talk the whole show because I'm finally getting my voice back. I don't want to go crazy. But I'm so happy to have my first guest tonight joining me. He came on Nerd Wars a while back. We had a really good conversation. So happy to have him back. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kicking the Seat, Ian Simmons. What's up, my man?
Not much. How you doing? Happy 4th of the May, as they say.
4th.
Well, no one says that,
May.
but happy May 4th. Star
May
Wars Day.
4th. Yeah, it's a weird like Hallmark holiday Star Wars came up with, but look, I like it. I think it's cute. I'm not going to knock it. Anything to sell more Star Wars, of course they're going to jump on it. But you and I have a special bond on this day, which we just learned pre-show. We both have kids.
I know it's crazy
that were born today on Star Wars Day. What are the odds?
Yeah, today is my youngest. His name is Luke,
Wow.
and today is his golden birthday. He was born 4 years ago on May 4th. So yeah, it's a pretty special day.
Yeah,
that's not him.
No, I was going to show. Here's mine. I was going to
Okay.
So there's my kid today. My son Sawyer turned 9 today, and yeah, there's his baby Yoda when he was in the hospital when he was a newborn. Man, time flies, man. But we went Sawyer. I didn't get to go a Star Wars name, but you went Luke. That's impressive.
Well, we lucked out because my wife and I were also both big fans, and I hope this doesn't lose all my credit, of the Gilmore Girls. And there was the main love interest on that show is named Luke Danes, that character. So it was a double Luke, twin son names at least.
There you go.
Yeah, and crazy enough, the nurse who helped deliver Luke, after everything was cleaned up, she opened up her nurse's outfit, not in a sexy 1980s comedy way, but she was wearing a Star Wars t-shirt underneath. It was absolutely bonkers, yeah. And they were also playing the Star Wars marathon on TV.
Yeah, it was Star Wars Day. She probably smartly was like, you know what, I should do a Star Wars. Good for her for realizing it and making everyone feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's awesome, man. And so there we go. Our kids have the same birthday. I love it. It's rare. Someone else I was talking to had their nephew was today, and I was like, it's crazy. I didn't know. I guess there's a bunch of kids celebrating the Star Wars Day. So there you go. So that's why Star Wars Day means a little bit more to me. What's so funny, though, is my kid doesn't like Star Wars. No matter how hard I try. I wonder if yours will but do you think, will Luke just be forced into where he has to, or do you think it could push him away from, do you worry about that?
Oh, he likes what he's seen of it so far. He's too young to sit through an entire movie, but he got into lightsabers a while ago, so I showed him the last 20 minutes of Revenge of the Sith with the crazy, jumping around lava and Yoda and the Emperor and the Senate, and he was really into it. So I'm hopeful. We've also read him some Star Wars, bedtime storybooks and things like that. So my oldest has nothing to do with movies at all, which is embarrassing as a film critic.
Well, I was going to say, I was as a parent, I was very careful about the kids' books. I did not let my son know about The Thing. He did not know who Darth Vader was. And I am proud to admit, it worked all the way until 8. This past year, 8, we finally, because he had seen Star Wars, New Hope. He'd seen it, and he liked R2-D2 a lot. He liked parts of it a lot. But he finally sat through Empire Strikes Back, and I finally got him to do it, even though he's not a Star Wars guy. Mandalorian got him a little bit more into Star Wars. He enjoyed Baby Yoda and Mandalorian. But he finally watched it, and I did it, and he saw the reveal, and he was like, and I got to do a genuine surprise when he was like, wait, what? And it was so much better. So friendly bit advice to all dads out there, whether your kid was born today or not. There are a lot of kids' books that give that spoiler away, and I think it's so stupid they do that. I would literally Sharpie out the I am your father moment in kids' books, because I'm like, I don't want to ruin it and have it be canon before you even got a chance to enjoy the movies. Do you take any precautions like that too?
No, I mean, I don't even know if it's sunk in. I might even be a little bit ahead of that. I do. Now, here's my question. This is kind of not an age-old question, but at least going back as far as the prequels, watch order. Because if you watch these, the prequels first, Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, and then you get to 4, 5, 6, that's no big surprise, really.
Well, the surprise is that he turns. There's a lot of people who, if I've seen kids watch the reactions in the prequels, and they're shocked that Anakin does it. They're like, what? No. Mm-hmm. So you see you see the turn shocks them. And then he sort of becomes Darth Vader. You're like, what? Now the Luke reveal becomes crazy, but they don't know that he's Darth Vader. Is what the ends up. It's a different twist. But I'm told some kids like that. But no, my watch order was the originals and then go back. I can't get my kid liked Phantom Menace actually. But he hasn't wanted to watch episode 2 and 3 that much. But he's
got great taste.
He liked Phantom Menace and he liked Jar Jar, of course, because he's 8. You know, that's who Jar Jar was made for. But watching it with my son, like, yeah, Jar Jar is like makes fart jokes and is like sort of stupid. So no offense to my son, but it's sort of that's the kind of jokes I make. So I get why he likes that. They're easy jokes. But yeah, he did surprise. And the pod race is I've always said I think Phantom Menace is the best. I think it is the best prequel. I think it has the most memorable moments. Granted, a lot of people pick Revenge of the Sith, but we can start there as our first fight. What is the best? What is the best prequel?
Oh God, really? You're gonna make me choose a prequel? It's odd. As a whole movie, I'd probably have to say, Phantom Menace, because the other, I don't really care for Attack of the Clones at all. I remember when that movie came out, everyone was all over Attack of the Clones. I thought it was great. I think because they felt it redeemed the Phantom Menace somehow. But now later on, I think popular perception is soured. Revenge of the Sith has some great moments. Like I said, that last 20 or the climactic 20 minutes of all the fighting was really wonderful, undone completely by looking at the newly constructed Death Star, Padme, spoiler alert, dying from a broken heart, just all this rushed nonsense. But for as many problems as it has, I'd have to say begrudgingly Phantom Menace is the strongest overall movie of the prequels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to disagree. Sorry, I was telling a guest to send them the link. Yeah, I mean, because to me, you have the pod race is a great sequence. It is. It's a fun sequence. It was a fun video game, and then you have Darth Maul, and you have the Duel of the Fates. It does have like the most iconic moments, except for the Obi-Wan Anakin stuff, which I do acknowledge is solid, especially in 3. But I never bought the turn. I never bought,
no,
and I don't think it's Hayden Christensen's fault per se. And I've seen him act. He's not as bad as people think he is. I just think the script was poor. Like Lucas didn't know how to write dialogue. He didn't know how to direct actors. And I think that I'm told the Clone Wars does like a lot of that better, and you get to know them even more so. And so I get why some people maybe have fallen for that movie over time with the Clone Wars to help them. But I never bought it. And Padme and Anakin's relationship is so creepy. Like he's such a stalker. I don't get. I've had this fight with so many people, but I don't buy it. So and then it's so weird. They made him Jake Lloyd, and then he's hot in the second one. There's so many weird choices that I think just shot itself in the foot. That said, when I've gone back and rewatched them, like I get why a different generation is. Like, they're definitely fancier looking, So I can see why some people like that. Kids today want CGI all nonstop. They don't want to look at the slow old effects of our youth, or at least my youth.
Well, I got to say, and that's something that my wife and I, we went back and we watched Revenge of the Sith all the way through about a month ago for another podcast. And the first thing that struck out at us was how tangible everything looked. Because even though there was a lot of, green screen and characters like, what are you looking at? It's the tennis ball and the string. There were still a lot of, there were some sets, but with J.J. Abrams and the new trilogy, there's even more of a practicality there. I think that's the only thing I'm going to give to the sequel trilogy, really, is JJ brought the practicality back. There's this weird gap between the original, the prequels, and the sequels. They're just all over the place. I don't know how a newer generation watches 1 through 9 all together as a coherent story. They're just so different.
Yeah, it's fun because I was just looking it up as you were talking, but it's like I went back and I rewatched episode 1, and then I rewatched episode 2, and I rewatched episode 3. After seeing, the full sequel trilogy, and it was fun to do and look back at them, now in hindsight of knowing, all right, well, this is how it's all going to end. And I have to say, I gave the prequels more love seeing the sequel trilogy. Like the sequel trilogy definitely upgraded them slightly, and especially Phantom Menace. But I have to say, like, I hate the Disney movies. I really, really hate the Disney movies.
I listened because I was running around today, but I listened to you and Vito talking about how Rise of Skywalker was the greatest movie ever. That was quite the entertaining listen, and you guys couldn't get through it. You were knocking it left and right, and I appreciate
spoilers,
that.
Yeah, but there it is. A good thank you for the plug. Best movie. I appreciate you watching that. Best movie ever. It did drop today for May the 4th, and we had a blast. It was a good time. I mean, it actually wasn't a good time. I guess if I'm being honest, it wasn't a good time is the truth. But it's a fun time for you guys to watch as we tortured ourselves to watch it. But honestly, now I think Vito's going to pop in at some point tonight to talk.
Awesome.
So he'll join us and we can talk more about it. But yeah, that was that. We've watched Battlefield Earth, Godzilla 2000, whatever it was, and we've watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And I promise you all, Rise of Skywalker was the worst watch. Like, the other ones all were, like, fun in, like, a stupid way. Like, rewatching Rise of Skywalker, I was still so frustrated watching it. I can give Last Jedi some props, as painful as it is. Like, I get the hate on Last Jedi. But I do appreciate that he tried to do some things, even though I don't agree with them. I still appreciate it. But the Rise of Skywalker is such a mess. And when I watch it again, I see so many problems and choices they made that I'm just like, why? Why did you? What? And the biggest thing, I think we've talked about, but the biggest thing also just the fact that it's like, he goes on a MacGuffin. They go on a MacGuffin quest to get a MacGuffin, and then to get another MacGuffin that conveniently lines up a mountain to get it, and then it's destroyed. And literally, the whole adventure they go on was pointless, like unnecessary. Didn't need it. You just what's the point?
It's because it's cleanup from The Last Jedi. Now, here's the thing. I love The Last Jedi, and I understand everybody's problems with it. It's this weird holding two conflicting ideas in my head at the same time. I think it's a revolutionary, cool Star Wars movie, but there's also big parts of it that are pretty dumb, like the slow speed, hyperspace chase or whatever they're doing. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker is a movie that I vowed never to watch again, and I will never own it unless someone gives it to me on Blu-ray or something. But it was just so frustrating and painful. I saw it the one time in the theater, and honestly, listening to you guys talk about the events of the movie, it was almost like listening to people talk about a movie I'd never seen before because I'd thoroughly blocked it out.
Yeah, I'm curious, you guys in the chats, and I may, as we get going, especially for you donators tonight who want to help my sick fund. I don't know what tonight's goal is, but just help donate. And thank you to, I just got a couple bucks from Troy. I think you sent me $2 separate dollars. Thank you, Troy, for sending it through the Cash App. Oh no, you canceled one and sent it again. $1 from Troy in the Cash App. I'll take it. Thanks. That's how it works. And Bunda, what's up, Bunda? Phantom Menace is way better than the overrated Empire Strikes Back.
Whoa!
Bunda likes to do things like that.
Okay,
Bunda,
that's fighting words right there.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with you. I don't look. I could argue that Empire is overrated. I could argue it. I could find flaws in Empire. I'm not going to say it's a perfect movie like some do. But I think it's a way better movie than Phantom Menace. And it's more entertaining. It's way more entertaining. The Phantom Menace is better than I think a lot of people give it credit for, but there's so many council meetings and stuff that really slows the movie down, and such bad acting. Like Mark Hamill's not the best actor either, I'll be honest, but Harrison Ford is running rings around everybody. There's so much, he's on top of it. Han Solo is such a great, fun character. And Qui-Gon Jinn, they're just so like stiff and wooden, and no one knows what they're doing because George Lucas doesn't know how to direct actors, and it's a bummer because I think the prequels could have been pretty intense and ahead of their time. But if he had just gotten someone in to help him, you know what I mean, just humanize them a bit while still getting all the sci-fi stuff out, they absolutely could have been masterpieces because there's so much cool stuff going on. But he just did not know how to do nuance. You know what I mean?
And it's weird because he had those skills, 20 years earlier for the original films. I mean, Liam Neeson he's a great actor. He can be a fun actor. But yeah, he's just completely stiff. And I know he's the Obi-Wan stand-in. Maybe Lucas didn't want to do Obi-Wan all over again. But I think, frankly, if he had just allowed Qui-Gon to be Alec Gillis, it would have been a huge improvement.
Yeah, Alec Guinness. Yeah, I agree. Look, but at the same time, I'm excited to see the Obi-Wan series. It's something I'm very fascinated by. I'm curious to see how that goes.
Well, that's the key. I mean, Ewan McGregor was he was for me the glue that held the Phantom Menace together, because he was the only one that seemed to really get. I mean, he was channeling the young Alec Gillis, right? So he had that kind of cheeky wink in his eye, even though he was supposed to be the studious kind of student character. He's wonderful. I can't wait to see him and what he's going to do as an aged Obi-Wan. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I'm absolutely intrigued. But yeah, people are like, I want to fight Blunda. Blunda, if you want to call in, you're welcome. It's May the 4th. You're always allowed to call in. Just DM me and I'll send you the link on Twitter. We'll start there. But yeah, look, the other thing I want to talk about before we go on too many tangents, because we could talk. There's plenty to talk about Star Wars all the time. The Bad Batch. I wanted to tease that up the top because that's the big thing everyone's talking about. And look, I started it, and I have to be clear. I've seen a couple episodes of the Clone Wars. I watched the movie, like that first long form movie, and I saw the first episode. I've seen a couple other moments. I'm not against it. It's just something I never had enough time to do. Is the reality to it? Like it's a huge time commitment, sadly. And so as a dad and everything else going on, like it's to commit to a show takes a lot. Like I have to fit it in. I'm
the same. I'm in the same boat. You've seen more Clone Wars and Star Wars spin-off cartoons than I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like if my kids are into it, then I can sort of sneak it in as family time. You know what I mean? Like that's how I got through Avatar, which I was so excited. My daughter was into it, so we watched all of Avatar, which I loved, and then we watched. We're almost done Korra, which I loved. I actually did enjoy parts of it, even though I don't like Korra, but the character Korra. But I couldn't get her into Clone Wars, and my son doesn't care that much, and so it's sort of fallen back. So I offer that before I go into my thoughts on Bad Batch, which I also didn't know it was long. I tried to watch before the episode. I'm like, I have like 15 minutes left, but I don't want to spoil it, but just to give my overall thoughts on Bad Batch, which I know a lot of people are watching today because that's what Disney dropped. It's a cool idea. I don't think you need to watch the other stuff. Like you'll know what's going on if you decide to pick this up and start it.
Okay.
They're like defect clone troopers, and so they each have a special skill like that they sort of amp up. So like one's strong, one's a sharpshooter. It's sort of too obvious in a weird, like they're like the Suicide Squad of clone troopers.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
And so they're the Bad Batch, and so they're out there sort of after order, what's it called?
66?
66, thank you. And that's how the episode sort of starts, is they don't get it doesn't make them do the order. And so they're sort of questioning, well, wait, what's going on? Why is everyone doing this? And one of them sort of does want to follow the order, and then the rest of them don't. And then Tarkin shows up to sort of train them.
Oh, wow.
And figure out, should we get rid of the clone troopers? Are they actually as effective? And so it's an interesting sort of thing as you're watching. I don't know where it's going to go and what the whole season will go to, but interesting idea of sort of watching this batch of clone troopers potentially revolt or have to walk the line of, do we follow the Empire? What are we going to do after the period after Attack of the Clones? So it's interesting. It's definitely, there's some cool action sequences. There's an annoying kid in it that I was annoyed by. I don't know why they added a kid. I guess because they're trying to be a family show. It's not like dark, especially since I've gotten into like Invincible and like dark animation. No, this is not. I mean, it's actiony and dark, but not like in a kids can't watch it. It's still safe for kids. But overall, I got to say, yeah, look, it was cool. Am I going to be dying to watch each episode? No, not yet. But it's one I would watch, and it's one you could probably get into to sort of see, all right, now what? And maybe that is a way to start there, and then if you like it, go back and watch the Clone Wars, because the reality is it's not like Clone Wars I can get spoiled. I mean, I'm sure I can. But we saw it through the prequels. Like, we know the main strokes of the plot. But we get to meet some new characters and, obviously new stories there. But I'm hoping maybe this will, if I really get into it or if I don't, it'll sort of seal the deal on whether I go back and watch the Clone Wars. But it's kind of frustrating because Star Wars is really making you have to watch it all now with Filoni's involvement and everything else. And it's like, if you want to be a diehard Star Wars fan, you got to really go back and rewatch all the animated stuff. And I just find that frustrating because it's like, oh my God, it's so much to do to enjoy it. What do you think? Do you feel like you're less of a Star Wars fan because you can't watch all the material?
No, I mean, because I don't want this to offend anybody, but I'm an adult, kind of like what you're saying. We've got, lives and families and podcasts and things and day jobs. Right. So here's the thing. I do when it's on, I do a weekly recap show of The Mandalorian, and some of my co-hosts are huge fans of Clone Wars and Rebels, and they keep telling me, you got to watch these shows. You got to watch them for all the Easter eggs and stuff. Like when Ahsoka showed up, I'm like, okay, I like Rosario Dawson, but I know nothing about this character. So when they said get into Clone Wars, I said, okay, tell me, is it great right off the bat? And they're like, no, it's good. I realize I'm talking to an empty room, but I'm not talking to no one. I'm talking to you lovely folks.
I heard you. I told you. I just turned my speakers on. I was getting my cough drops while you were talking.
All right, cool.
I went like, hey, and then he didn't know I just turned muted my mic. No, I heard you. Keep going. You're talking about Ahsoka.
Okay. Oh, no, okay. So, yeah, I had no context for Ahsoka, really. I knew she showed up in the Clone Wars, and I think she might have been introduced in that Clone Wars movie. But I had heard that some of the Clone Wars, depending on who you ask, like the first season or the first season and a half isn't that great. But then once you get into like somewhere into season 2, it starts getting good. I'm like, that's awesome. But I don't know if I have the commitment to watch like 32 episodes of something that's not that great for the promise of something that I might be interested in. So yeah. And from what they were saying is it's one giant connected story like you're talking about. So I can't jump into episode 33 and be like, okay, here's the awesomeness. They're going to be referring to stuff I have no context for. So I don't have anything against it. It's just a matter of time.
They refer to prequel moments. Like I know it's connected to but yes, you're right. And I'm also told the chronological order is not actually chronological. They sort of zoom in and period. There are some breakdowns of like which ones to skip, because I'm told there are some episodes of Clone Wars you're like, you don't need it. This was all filler. It's not needed. So I wish Disney would sort of do that and do like the Elite collection where like they could just tell you the best of the best without saying it. You know what I mean? Like just give. I mean, come on. I want to watch it, but I'm not going to watch 80 episodes of anything until I can sort of know is it worth it. So
they can call it the good batch.
Exactly, the good batch of the Clone Wars. Let me go through the 2 chats. Thank you, Christopher, for that amazing super chat sticker. I appreciate you. Number 1 fan. Well, thank you, Christopher, for supporting this channel. Keeps it going. I didn't get to post as often today because I've been under the weather. So thank you guys for helping to keep it going, even when I'm not don't have all the energy. You guys keep me going. You keep this channel funded. This is a self-funded, independent channel. Thanks to people like Christopher and Nathan. Thank you, Nathan, as well. In fact,
I'd buy that for $1.
Nathan asks us, what's your favorite J.J. Abrams movie? Mine is Mission Impossible 3, and Star Trek 2009. Yeah, those are his 2 only good movies I think that he's directed. Force Awakens is better than Rise, but it's not a good movie in the scheme of things. It sets things up and could have been okay if it went somewhere, but because it's a setup movie, it doesn't stand on its own. You know what I mean? That's because the setup goes nowhere, so therefore I'm not as invested in the characters. So it was kind of a bad setup because it didn't really work. So I think JJ shot himself in the foot by not really just seeing it all the way through.
Yeah, I agree. And as far as his best movies, I'm hard pressed to think of all of his, his entire oeuvre. But I would have to say that, yeah, Mission Impossible 3 is incredible. And I still cannot watch the first 10 minutes of Star Trek 2009 without being an absolute mess at the end of it. That is one of the perfect film openings in my mind.
Yeah, it's really good. I was just trying to look up. Oh wow, they're showing more Eternals images. Look at that.
It's Chest Man.
It's finally happening. We all have different suits of armor. Everyone now has armor. Everyone gets a suit. You get a suit. You get a suit. They're really like amping up like Marvel. Like, hey, every movie on every show, a new suit, new figures. But I was trying to think. It's like Super 8. I didn't love. Why is it not there? Come on.
Has J.J. Abrams been canceled?
I don't think so. Not yet.
No.
I can't look this up. Hold on. Cutting to Ian as I blow my nose. Okay. There we go. That's better. I'm okay, but sometimes it gets a little drippy,
We've all been there.
Let me know if you see any snot on me, and I'll clean it up. But I feel okay aside from that. There, J.J. Abrams. Here we go. He directed. I'm trying to think. Did we miss anything? He hasn't actually directed as much as people think.
He's produced a lot. Yeah.
He did an episode of The Office. He did the Cocktails episode. Interesting. But yeah, a lot of TV, and then it was Mission Impossible 3, which is great, guys. If you haven't seen Mission Impossible 3, it's really good. Philip Seymour Hoffman is fantastic as the villain. It's intense. It's like the first one you really get to see Ethan Hunt's real life. and they sort of humanized him a bit more, which I think actually added to the movies. I've gotten a little silly from a plot standpoint. I just care about the stunts now. I don't care about the who's burning who at the things anymore. But in Mission Impossible 3, it worked. And then, Star Trek is fantastic. Look, when those two came out, I was like, damn, this guy's going to be Spielberg. I really thought it made sense. They were hyping him, and I thought, damn, those are two really big entries into a filmography that's going to, like, last. And then came Super 8, which was him trying to be Spielberg and not being nearly as good. And then came into Darkness, and you're like, oh, how did you mess that up so much? And then came Force Awakens. And then came Rise of Skywalker. So, look, the pressure's on for him to direct something epic to sort of reclaim his director status, I think, because right now it's looking a little, it sounds so mean to say, but it's looking a little Brett Ratner-ish. You know what I mean? Where Brett Ratner used to just come in, guys, to franchise, just sort of, I'm going to fix it. Like Red Dragon, X-Men Last Stand.
Oh, my God, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like Brett Ratner, if you go look at Brett Ratner's filmography, he just started coming into studios like help save movies and just weird movies.
What was the last thing he did? Because when you said Brett Ratner, I had to refresh the page and think, oh my God, I know that name, but I don't know where. But he was everywhere for
when he made
a decade.
Rush Hour. Rush Hours will put him on the block on the thing, and then he did Hercules. He's been canceled. He's sort of not allowed to. He can't direct anymore because he got
There were folks who argued that he couldn't direct before he was canceled.
Tower Heist he did with Eddie Murphy and Ben Stiller, which was like a big cast.
That's right.
Matthew Broderick. And then it was Hercules with The Rock.
Hey, you're skipping movie 43, dude.
He was one of many directors in that.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Like, Brett Ratner's like, it's just a weird filmography. It just feels like JJ's starting to have the same sort of problem. He's like, yeah, I did an X-Men. Yeah, I did Red Dragon. Yeah, I did the Rush Hours. So it's like there's some good stuff. And he did like the Family Man. He did After the Sunset, which was with Pierce Brosnan, right? And Salma Hayek. Yeah, I know my movies. So much useless stuff in there. I don't know why. But it's just a bunch of weird movies Brett Ratner has in his filmography. You don't really know what the hell his deal is. They're not all terrible, but most of them are. But anyway, that's J.J. Abrams. He's got 2 good movies on his Rolodex, and he's produced a lot. So he gets more props for that too, but he needs a directing movie that just like blows everyone out of the water again to be like, oh yeah, JJ is as good as we thought he was. You know what I mean? I wonder if that's going to happen.
Well, I don't know that the older you get, the more innovative you get as a director. I feel like that's sort of a scrappy, not necessarily a young person's game, but a young director's game. I think you can be new to directing and be older and still, do some fantastic stuff. But I just feel like, I hate to say his time has passed, but even with him doing the Superman thing, that's got its own bundle of complications. I don't know that I care that much about DC, no matter how many times they try and reset it. But I like J.J. Abrams. It's just that I haven't liked him in a long time, so I kind of feel like I have to write him off on a certain level. Yeah,
look, I hope we can like him still. I mean, I don't hate the guy. No. I don't hate the guy. Like, even though he messed up Star Wars, I don't hate him. I'm disappointed in him. I think he did mess up Star Wars. But man, what a hard job. Taking that over.
But is it? I mean, that's the thing. It's hard from probably a studio.
Yes.
From a studio mandate point of view, I guess. Like Disney acquired Star Wars. So like, okay, we got to start making Star Wars product and getting these films out. But I mean, there are just so many different cool Star Wars ideas floating around in the ether that, I mean, hell, you could grab a novice screenwriter or someone just a few credits under their belt and say, here, let's do Star Wars together. I think you come up with something way more imaginative than what we got. I'm a fan of The Force Awakens. We've also established I'm a fan of The Last Jedi. But taken as a whole, I can understand how you might think Force Awakens is kind of a weak movie because it sets up a lot of stuff that doesn't really pay off. And that's kind of my heartbreak too. When I walked out of the theater after Force Awakens, I'm like, this series is going places, and I'm all in. Yeah, it's a redressing of A New Hope, but it had some potential. It took place in a pretty much a different universe with the fall of the Empire. That even just like the visual language, I think was something really cool to investigate, and they just squandered it. The Rise of Skywalker is an embarrassment. And there's no way that the Star Wars legacy can go out on this note. I'm hoping someone takes it over at some point, 5-10 years from now, let it sleep, and then come back with something, to make us imagine again.
Well, I've heard from reliable person, can't say who, but I've heard from someone I trust who would know. And the rumor I'm hearing from the person is that Filoni wants to just reset it all and not pay attention to the Disney sequels at all. His goal is to sort of continue the universe they're going in the direction where it's like they're not counting what happened in those movies as their timeline, and whether it's explained or not or whatever, he's basically just trying to do more and more that sort of would negate the Disney sequel trilogy. Like that, in his mindset, he's not a fan of the direction it went. He doesn't want to go there. He wants to go his own different direction. So we'll see, but that would be very telling if he's able to. I don't know who's really paying attention and would stop him from sort of choices he could do that would sort of start to offer cracks, you know what I mean? Which is like what I think they're both going to just do. It's just they're just going to create some ripples and cracks that are going to like not make sense and connect, but are going to be awesome story points. Mm-hmm. And then what are they going to do, you know?
Well, I'd heard when Ahsoka was coming out that there was a theory that, and I'm not deep into the newer Star Wars lore, if this is even new, but there was some kind of a gem or a totem or something that she's going to come into possession with that could reset the entire Star Wars universe and make these divergent paths like you're describing. So I don't know. I'll be there to see it, but I'm not going to have that same enthusiasm I did as when I walked into the theater to see The Phantom Menace or even The Rise of Skywalker, where it's like these new possibilities opening up for the next 10 years.
Before we get to our other guest who just popped in, someone said in the chat, sorry, whoever, I think it was Will, but yeah, I forgot, not only did he do Felicity Alias Lost, but J.J. Abrams wrote Joyride with Paul Walker. I don't know if you guys remember that one. I think that's Paul Walker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it Lily Sobieski and Steve Zahn? He also wrote Gone Fishing with Joe Pesci and Danny Glover. I mean, look at these. And then he wrote, I love this. Sorry. Regarding Henry, which is a great, I forgot he wrote that for Harrison Ford. So that is a good Harrison Ford acting movie. And then he wrote Forever Young, which was a Mel Gibson movie I loved as a kid. And then Armageddon. He wrote Armageddon, guys. So as much as you want to hate him, come on. He wrote Armageddon. Can you believe that?
I don't know that I knew that.
How crazy. I mean, there were 6 people on it. But he wrote the screenplay. Tony Gilroy was also one of them. Damn.
Adaptation? What was that? Was that adapted from a book or is that comics or what? What do you know about that?
Lewis, do you know? Lewis is here,
for which
everybody.
one? Armageddon?
Yeah, Armageddon.
I don't know. I don't know what he did with that. No, I don't know if that was from a comic book or what.
What's up, Lewis? Welcome
What
to the
up?
show, Lewis.
What up? We have a new guy. Ian, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Lewis?
Nice to meet you. I don't know if I've met you before.
I don't believe so.
Ian was on one of our Nerd Wars and kicked ass. Oh, hello. Surprise. Ian's back. Good to have him. He's a critic. Rotten Tomatoes approved, right?
You're nice, man.
Yeah, I got my pinky swirling up in the air.
That's how I found him. I was looking for people who liked the movie. It was the prequels, or no, it was the sequels.
No, this was we met on Godzilla versus Kong.
She made the copy?
I think.
No. You came on for. Was it? No. You came on for the. You don't even remember, so now I don't feel bad, and I'm sick. So I got to pass. It must not have been that memorable. No, you were defending. It was either Snyder. It was Snyder.
Justice League.
You were defending Snyder. Justice League. It wasn't the prequels.
I'm getting my HBO Warner Brothers releases mixed up. Yes, I'm sorry.
I got. Wait, was it the prequels? No, you came on. That's what I thought. You came on to defend Snyder Cut, or to fight it because you had a negative review.
Oh yeah.
You were on the negative side. Anyway, I found him on Rotten Tomatoes, and he was a very good guest, and happy to have him back.
Oh, cool, man.
Ian's a good guy, so welcome back. And then, Lewis of Nuke the Fridge and Nerd Report. Lewis is we go way back, Lewis and I.
We were in a movie together called Sick Girl.
You were in it too? We gotta do a video about that sometime. I have the funniest story about that. Well, no one will get this but you, me, and Eben. But I remember, I think I told Eben, who made this, a mutual friend of ours who directed that movie. My dad ended up buying that DVD off Amazon because I was in it. And I remember getting a mess. I remember he was so angry at the movie, he hated it so much he wrote a negative review on Amazon. He's like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. How did this get?" And I'm like, "Dad, it's my friend's movie. Like, be nice." He's like, "I don't care." It was funny.
Was it the ending?
Yeah. Oh, it's an awful. I mean, for old, I don't know. It's very gross.
Nah, not at all.
For certain audience members, it's not. There's a very dark
Ian
ending.
should give it a good review on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, you should watch Sick Girl. Go look it up, Ian. I make a cameo. I'm in it in the beginning.
When did this come out?
About 15 years ago.
Okay. I just see Brett Ratner up on my screen again.
Who would have thought? Sick Girl. There it is.
That has a very all the boys love Mandy Lane look to it.
With her parents dead, an already unstable teenager embarks on a blood-soaked journey of torture, violence, and retribution as everyone unlikely enough to cross paths with her ends up dead. Is the brutal sick girl capable of murder? See, my dad wasn't alone. 4.5 out of 10 reviews.
But that's the synopsis for every movie that came out in 2007, pretty much. We were right in the thick of torture porn.
But there I am. I played Jugs. I got to do a video about my acting roles. I think I'm going to do it at some point. There's another movie called Tully I was in. But yeah, it's really there's a really messed up scene at the end.
Wait,
I think that's why
Tully, the Charlize Theron thing?
No nuns were actually urinated on during the production of this. It's a dumb movie, but I like it. There you go. That sums it up. There you go. But yeah, it's very gory and crazy and weird, and but I do recommend if you can find it. Do you have it, Lewis?
Yeah, I have that. I also have Evan McGar's House of the Wolfman.
I don't think I have a copy of Sick Girl. I think I need. Can you get me
yeah,
one?
I do.
I gotta get one from you or Eben. I don't think I have one.
Yeah, he also completed I guess because back in the day the Universal Monsters had a house, the House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and stuff. There it is.
Yeah,
so they never had a House of the Wolfman.
This one was awesome. House of the Wolfman with Lou Chaney, right?
Yeah.
And
no, what's his one of the Cheneys? Yeah, it's like his great grandson. He's in the front, right there.
Chaney, where is it? Oh, Ron Chaney.
Ron Chaney there.
It was the brother, but yeah, this one was cool. Like they'd made it like an old school film,
black and white and all.
Black and white. Right. That one is really cool. And then he did another Hanukkah horror movie with Sid Haig.
Oh, Sid Haig, yeah, he was a rabbi in there.
I just saw Sid Haig, and I just watched Jackie Brown again.
Oh yeah,
and I hadn't seen it forever, and I was not feeling well, and it just ended up coming on, and I ended up watching it all because I wanted to rest. And yeah, it's good, holds up. I like that one. It's a cool movie. And Robert Forster's so great. I forgot just understated role he does. But it was very odd Pam Grier and Sam Jackson didn't also get nominated because all three of them are fucking fantastic in that movie. But you go back and you start realizing, yeah, no, the Oscars were pretty white for a period there.
Oh, yeah. Did you... what I loved about Jackie Brown was the cameo by Michael Keaton as Ray Nicolette, the cop or the agent. Because that was a character that we carried over from, I think it was from Out of Sight, the George Clooney, Jennifer Lopez movie, because they were both based on Elmore Leonard novels, and he just kind of pops in as the same guy. I thought that was really fun.
Wait, Michael Keaton was in Out of Sight in the same role?
I don't know if it was I want to say it was Out of Sight. I think it was a minor part. I haven't watched that movie in like 20 years.
Get Shorty's the other one. Isn't that also Elmore Leonard?
I don't think it was Get Shorty. I want to say it was Out of Sight. I could be totally wrong about that. But yeah, there was a crossover because those movies came out not that far apart from each other, and it was just like this really weird Elmore Leonard geek moment. I almost said Leonard Cohen, but that'd be a different universe altogether.
I like Kill Bill. I'm not really a big fan of Tarantino though.
Oh man, you're breaking my heart.
I've seen all of the movies he copies though, like when they were out originally.
Well, and that is a strong, that's a strong debate and a great conversation to be had because I know he has reputation for ripping off a lot of,
it's an homage.
Well, but I'm fine with saying ripping off, movies of his youth. But here's the thing. He was taking movies that were kind of cult
Here's
movies.
For some meds, cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again.
Thank you, Professor Krieger. I think you were guilted by Bunda. Bunda's in the chat going, come on, guys, support. Andy's sick and still putting out a show. I know, the show always must go on. So thank you, Professor Krieger, for tipping. Here's for some meds. Thank you. You get a cough just for you.
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you for press. Yes, leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. John Denver. He died. Sad. On a jet plane, didn't he? Really ironic. That's irony, Alanis Morissette.
And the Rocky Mountain High. That was the death song from Final Destination. But no, the last thing on Tarantino, yeah, he paid homage to a lot of the movies that he grew up on, but they were exploitation films that the mass audiences weren't familiar with. That's why.
So it's a great ripoff. Hello, what happened?
I got
me?
muted somehow.
Oh.
Am I back on?
It was Tarantino.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, no,
I muted
but
you by accident. I tried to pin you, and instead it muted you. So sorry, my apologies. Keep going. Finish.
Oh, no worries. So essentially, he popularized a lot of this stuff that not a lot of people had seen. So you can watch Reservoir Dogs and watch Pulp Fiction and be told, yeah, this all is inspired by these other great movies. Go watch those. Whereas I can understand people who grew up watching those be like, he's just ripping off the movies I love. So I understand both sides of that coin.
Which still makes a good movie. I mean, Kill Bill was like every great movie. It's a good movie because it has aspects of so many other films that are great. So I can't sit here and say Kill Bill wasn't good because I love it. You know, I love Kill Bill, but it's other films.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, could we have that opportunity too? If I like copy and paste Star Wars or something, you know, and say it's a homage, would I get a deal like that?
Well, but Star Wars.
Because a lot of people, believe it or not, haven't even seen the original Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Well, there's gonna come a time when, yeah, I mean, Star Wars is gonna be 100 years old at some point.
Yeah.
And it's all I understand
quarter
that
of a
too.
way there.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it's 40 years, 40 plus years old now. It's like
I also
when
felt that with Tarantino, a lot of his work, I feel like he collaborates a lot with Robert Rodriguez. Like I see Robert Rodriguez, his movies have a lot of the stuff I really like in Tarantino movies. If you watch the I don't know if that makes sense, but if you watch that Death Proof, Planet Terror, you know, double feature, Planet Terror was way better in my opinion, and it had all the stuff I loved about Tarantino films, except it was directed by Robert Rodriguez.
I like them both. I mean,
yeah,
because I like both directors, and they have different sensibilities in a lot of ways. And I think that really came out in that movie. Is there a longer cut or an independent cut of Death Proof that was not in that movie? I thought I heard something about that years ago, but I could be wrong.
I do believe the DVDs came out separately, though. There's not a double feature DVD, Blu-ray of it. So maybe they did add some extra time, but I didn't hear of anything like that, no.
Okay. It just might be my wishful thinking on my part.
The best thing of that double feature, though, were the trailers, those spoof trailers with Machete and Werewolf Women of the SS and all the crazy stuff. Remember that?
It was a great trailer.
What's that?
I love the Thanksgiving trailer by Eli Roth. That was a good one.
I was just going to say,
amazing.
I'm still pissed because Eli Roth keeps promising he's going to make Thanksgiving. It's coming. They're going to do it as a full length film, and it just hasn't happened in 13 years, or whatever.
Eli Roth actually told me 3 or 4 years ago that I think 3, but he said there's a script for Green Inferno 2, and that's not out. So I doubt he's going to do. He's going to go back to Thanksgiving.
Well, you should give it to someone else to make.
Thanksgiving. We are gonna have a good time. Guys, if you've never heard Thanksgiving by what's it by? Thanksgiving by Allison. It's the
Jenny.
No. Nicole Westbrook. There it is. Nicole Westbrook. It's Thanksgiving. I'm telling you guys.
Is that like a parody of Friday?
It's the same producer.
Oh my God!
And it's a whole song about Thanksgiving. Oh, it's Thanksgiving. We gonna have a good time. I love the turkey, egg, mashed potatoes, and we gonna have a good time, dude.
Hey,
I'm telling
Andy,
you, man, it'll never get
tell you something? I gotta tell you something. My 4-year-old likes Star Wars, The only thing he likes more than Star Wars is Rebecca Black's Friday. Now, some people might say it's child abuse, but we're only about a month out from about a 2-month period where we listen to Friday every Friday multiple times.
Dude, if you want to blow your kid's mind, get ready to listen to Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving because you'll hear that one next. And then if your kid likes Chinese food, I highly encourage you to look up Chinese food. That one's even better. That one's by the Chinese food song. I'd play them, but they'll get dinged. How's the Chinese food go? Oh, Chinese food. The Chinese food song is so racist and crazy. Plus, they're like eating ribs. I don't understand why they're eating ribs.
Well, they have like the barbecued short
Allison
ribs
Gold,
and Chinese
here it is,
food.
yeah.
Is it more racist than Kano in that Mortal Kombat remake?
He was very
because that's a pretty
Australian.
high bar.
This Thanksgiving, look, Chinese food. Oh my God, 19 million things. It's unbelievable. The Chinese food song. I'm telling you, guys.
I feel like I'm too old and I have too many brain cells to be watching these.
Yeah, I don't want to click on that. I'm scared that the FBI will come knocking on my door.
Oh my God.
My kid loves it. All right, let me go through some of these. David, what up, David? Thank you, David. Now's the chance for you guys to support sick Andy.
I'd buy that for $1.
David March, WW women of the World War women, I assume, of the SS.
Werewolf women.
Oh, okay. Werewolf Women of the SS was made as a 30-minute featurette, and it was cut to a minute trailer. The other 29 minutes has never been released by Rob Zombie. Well, that's just not right. He should fix that.
Well, no, that was the best creation by Rob Zombie he's ever done. He should just retire.
Yeah, good luck making something better. And then I forgot there was a couple,
that was really good. There's two things about Rob Zombie I doubt he really made, but he put his name on it. This trailer and Devil's Rejects. Other than that, Jesus, this guy's awful.
You didn't think you don't think Devil's Rejects was Rob Zombie?
Dude, it's too good. Look at his other stuff. It's like light years. It's coherent.
I couldn't get into. I don't like Rob Zombie stuff.
It's like I was kind of cheering for the bad guys, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it was really low budget, and he has a style where like his fans say he's doing it on purpose, making it look crappy and sound crappy. But nah, man, that's not on purpose. Like a few of his trailers drop, I'm like, man, even the audio's whack, and they're like, no, it's 70s style. I was like, dude, in the 70s, the audio wasn't that bad. Get out of here. He probably had it muted.
It's like the Christopher Nolan whenever he tries to do anything with sound.
Something's up with him. I would love to interview him and ask, because he does. He's obsessed with sound. He actually sits in every chair in the Chinese theater the day before a premiere of a film and listens to
Chinese food.
You can't listen to Chinese food.
It's Chinese food is good, guys. James, thank you. Bunda, just bring back George Lucas. Dude, he doesn't give a shit anymore. Come on. Why would he care? I mean, that just seems so crazy that he'd ever waste time. He sold it to the white slavers. He's done. But thank you for the chat.
The thing is, look, today, May the 4th, I want to be positive, but if you don't like the direction Star Wars is going right now, Uncle George started that, so that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, the stuff they're doing is very George-esque, except,
Yeah,
take the sequel trilogy. I'm talking the shows and the things, Bad Batch, that's all very Lucas-esque. So you're getting...
Well, not only that, the blatant politics in the Star Wars movies, they were in the prequels.
It's true.
Yeah.
James also said, Dave Filoni would be the biggest hypocrite of all time if he actually retconned the sequels. Why, James? I don't know what I'm missing there. And then I saw Cinema Queen was asking you, Ian, why is Kano racist? Because he was just an Australian stereotype. What was your reason?
Well, no, because he's Australian, and everyone knows about Australians being racist. No, I'm kidding. No, in the new Mortal Kombat movie, I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a scene where they're in the temple, Raiden's temple, and they're all having dinner together. And Kano gets his, spoiler alert, he manifests his, laser eyeball
Arcana.
power. Yeah, sorry, his Hannah Montana. After he's kind of goaded on by his dinner hosts, but he kind of starts the fight by going into all of these Asian stereotypes about the meal,
He does.
So it was to the point where I was watching it and I almost forgot that I wasn't watching something from 15, 20 years ago. I'm like, wait a second, they can put that language in a mainstream movie now and not have it be, every major news story and every media outlet.
That's true.
Not that I was offended by it. I was just surprised because that stuff is kind of verboten nowadays.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's very rare for movies to be able to go there and actually be able to say things like that. And I should have given it more props for having balls, not being afraid to say things. And he was a bad character, is an unlikable character, but movies today don't even want to say it. Did you hear the latest? Speaking of which, Kevin Feige's reasoning for why Doctor Strange wasn't in WandaVision. Have you heard this one?
I saw, I think it was one of your thumbnails about how he was too white or something.
They didn't want the white. They didn't want just like the white guy to come in at the end and teach the magic.
What?
Or save the day.
Save the day, whatever. It's just like, what? I don't want to get into it
Did
again,
Kevin Feige himself say that?
Yes.
Well, Kevin, if you're watching this, please give me an interview. People of color don't get interviews for Marvel casts when we do junkets.
Look, I'll say this because I know we're supposed to. We'll see. We can. It's
We don't
all
get
gonna-
interviews. Sorry.
We're supposed to be positive on Star Wars, so we can knock on Marvel. But I'm going to say it. I just feel like Kevin Feige, a white guy, is overcompensating. You know what I mean? I feel like he's just trying to make sure he's casting everybody else so they don't remember that he's a white guy. If he wants to believe in everything, why doesn't he give up the job, Lewis? You know what I mean? Like the guy who gave up... there was a guy who gave... Was it the head of Reddit who, left? Yeah. The head of Reddit was, dating Serena Williams. He gave his seat on the board up. He's like, and I'm going to make sure it's someone of color hopefully takes my seat. If you care that much, then give it up, Kevin. You're a white guy, right?
Unfortunately, that's why sometimes when studios do actually get to casting diverse characters, it doesn't feel organic, and then you get a lot of people upset at it. It just feels like it's forced, and people of color don't even like that. We don't like that. Sorry, we want the casting to be organic.
Yeah, I think that's why they call it virtue signaling and not virtue demonstrating. It's like,
Correct.
oh, we can't have this, the white savior swooping in. Well, he's getting a sequel to him. His movie sequel is coming out. Unless you're going to cancel him, there are a lot of characters are in the Marvel universe, especially that the first few phases have been white characters, but they are diversifying and they're taking some really interesting, cool directions. So just let that be it. Let Doctor Strange show up in the TV series, because I don't think people would have been mad if Doctor Strange had showed up. There might be two think pieces about why is there another white superhero, but it would have been lost within half a news cycle, and everyone else would have been like, cool, Doctor Strange. I can't believe Benedict Cumberbatch is coming back to TV.
Well, who saved the day in WandaVision, though?
Nobody. She even admitted now that she didn't take the accountability. She's a villain at the end of the movie, so I don't understand what... It doesn't make... I'm still at a complete loss as to what the hell he's talking about, because he's a Sorcerer Supreme. He's supposed to be there to pay attention to these types of things. That's who would show up if there's a danger. And he's just not doing his job. And now she's going to be manifesting and learning more of the power before he showed up. So to me, it doesn't make sense. It's a comic book world. You've established this character. Sorry he's white. But you're only proving that you're doing this late, Kevin Feige. If you believed in that always, you would have done it from the beginning. But you haven't. You're only doing it now because Hollywood is pressuring you. So that's what bugs me. I don't believe Kevin Feige's all like, yeah, we got to make sure we diversify. He doesn't care. He's doing it because it's in right now. It's in right now, and people are pressuring, and that's what Hollywood is telling everybody to do. They have to, because he's a white guy, and that's why he's doing it.
It's a shame. It's a shame because DC doesn't get props. DC does have more diversity, and it's organically placed in the films. Like Shazam, for example. Shazam was so diverse, and it doesn't get props. But then again, DC and Warner Brothers didn't tap themselves on the back for 3 years, claiming how diverse their cast was. They just did it.
Yeah, correct.
You got Cisco Ramon right there on the CW, and think about it. Cisco Ramon is the equivalent of Doc Brown. He's a genius.
Yep. Great character. I loved him.
Professor, doctor, head of Star Labs. No one questions it, and it came organically. He even speaks Spanish, but no one's like, "Oh, it's a Latin hero or whatever."
Connected art
stuff like
and
that.
good quick pivot because he's leaving the show.
Yeah, that was a rumor for a while.
This is now the rumor is he's been trying to for a while, but now him and Tom Cavanaugh Carlos. Carlos was really excited when we did the Flash on his trailer. He was like, "I can die now." It was really fun.
He's
to
a
see.
cool dude.
He seems like a cool dude, but he seems like he's just been stuck in this like the same old thing of just how pop culture reference, science mumbo jumbo, pop culture reference, science mumbo jumbo. I can imagine getting so bored at a certain point, and they probably don't even pay him that well, to be perfectly honest. Sometimes those CW shows, you're locked into a contract, and the pay is like good, but it's not worth the sort of like miserableness. But hopefully he lands another show because he's a good actor. I like him. But yeah, they're both now leaving. Lewis, why is this show still on?
Because
make a finale season and move the hell on. It's just getting more and more embarrassing. The show.
It dropped the ball with the last villain. The Mirror Master was awful. There's still like debris from that character. They're still talking about it. I don't know what happened. I have some insight on the CW. People who work for these shows for the CW, and it's not a money issue with them. It's the fact that I've spoken to like 3 of them already, main cast members, and they've all told me off the record that they live in the States or they live somewhere else, and they have to be in Canada all the time, away from their parents. You know, a lot of these people they're close to their parents. They're young kids. You know, they're away from their girlfriend, their wife or husband for a very long time. So it's like. This is 8 years of Carlos's life, 8 years of Kavanaugh's life as well. So it's time to spend the money a little bit, right? You got to spend the money you make. I mean, they must have a couple $1 million. If not, that's on them.
You don't really think about that much because you kind of think of these things as all being done in Hollywood, like out in California or someplace. But yeah, a lot of these things are in Canada or Georgia or whatever, kind of away from folks' homes. That's fascinating.
Yeah, Tom Welling. I had he's fine if I tell you this because I interviewed him for like an hour and a half at a after party, but it was great. He did allude to that look, he misses his family, he misses his I guess girlfriend. Then I'm not sure if it was his girlfriend, but he did mention a lot of people. It was like, man, I was working real early in the morning, and it was lonely, dude. Like, I know it sounds like, oh man, but you're making all that money. But yeah, what good is the paper that's money if you can't enjoy it, right?
Yeah. For real.
Facts. Look, but yeah, this filming in Canada for Flash for days on end, I imagine it gets to, especially when everyone just ends up being a speedster, and it's the show has gotten so. I was a huge fan of the show. That's why we did the honest trailer because I really wanted to make fun of the show, and I love the fact that our editor and my buddy TJ found that the Krantz bobblehead thing he does it was such an amazing find. It was really, and he's like, I can't unsee it. Like it's if you watch it again, that moment where Grant is always just. It's like he really did do it especially for the first several seasons. But the show is great for a little while, and then it started to go down. And ever since I gave up when Elongated Man was fired, I think what they did to him was so shady and sketchy. They just threw him under the bus. Like it's apparently one of their friends, co-members. Regardless, I liked the character a lot, but regardless, the way they treated him and just threw him to the wolves in the height of everything. Was really abhorrent to me, and that was sort of the final straw for me. Like I'm done with the show. I couldn't get into the daughter. The daughter was running around as a speedster. I was like, this is just getting so silly. I couldn't make any of it. None of it made any sense.
Well,
hey, sorry, real quick. Sorry, guys, I got to jump off. I hate to interrupt, but,
come on, man.
I'm sorry. I actually have to go do another show. No, it's not you. In fact,
Tarantino's good.
Well, I know you're trying to reel me back in, and I appreciate it, but no, I got to jump. But thank you guys so much. This has been a lot of fun. It's been great meeting you, Lewis.
Great meeting you, man.
Andy, thanks for having me back on.
Yeah,
I really hope you feel better.
Yeah, no, thank
everybody.
You. I forgot. Sorry, I was supposed to pay attention to the clock, but thank you for being here. Come back anytime, my man. Okay. Always good to talk to you.
Awesome takes, bro. Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, take care. Happy May the 4th be with you, everybody.
May the 4th be with us. Baby. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Right, Lewis?
Blasphemy.
Damn you, Harry. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Bye, man. But yeah, so sorry, Lewis, you were saying.
I think I was saying, was it about the Flash?
The show needs to end, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know how many other villains the Flash has. I mean, there's Reverse Flash, Savitar, Godspeed. You know, I don't know. It had a lot of heart in the beginning. The show had a lot of heart. I'm still invested. I want to see what happens at the end.
We shall find out. What was I going to say? Doug. Thank you, Doug. Maybe Kevin Feige can bar Omni-Man to kill off the current Avengers, and we can recast a more diverse team. I mean, they pretty much are already. But thank you, Doug, for that.
I'd buy that for $1.
Curtis also sent in a super chat. Thank you, Curtis. Thanks to everybody who's donating tonight. It's honestly, keeping the channel going. I haven't been able to post as much because I've been sort of out of it. So I'm streaming, though, anyway, because I just want to be with you guys. But I appreciate all you guys who drop some tips in the jar because it helps keep this channel going. Because YouTube, man, they are suppressing like crazy. I've gotten a couple like small hits, but those small hits I've gotten should have been 3-4 times as big, and they're just they're knocking it down. But I've seen some other channels starting to grow, so I'm hoping maybe it's starting to get unlocked again. We'll see. But in the meanwhile, it's been a bad month. So thank you guys who are supporting, and thank you Curtis specifically who sent in saying there's a longer cut of Death Proof. You get to see the lap dance scene in the longer cut. It's the only thing worth watching in that version. Otherwise, the shorter cut is better.
Interesting.
Sorry, I have my cough drop in my mouth if you can hear it. I haven't watched Death Proof. That's the one I haven't watched. What's the other one? Planet Terror with Rodriguez.
Love that one. It's a zombie flick.
I never watched either. You know what? I'm gonna make a point. I'm trying to catch up and rewatch some of the Tarantino movies because I want to. Another one on my list I haven't seen since I saw it in the theaters was Inglourious Bastards, and I have some people who say it's his best movie. I want to give it another shot. I know that's how I feel, but I want to give it another shot, and I want to watch Kill Bill 1 and 2 again. I want to watch the one that puts it together because there is a version where you can watch the both of them together.
I have a Japanese version, and it's unrated for Kill Bill, the first one, Volume 1, and it has extended. I mean, there's scenes where like she's plucking people's eyeballs out and putting them in their mouths.
Gross.
Yeah, if it's good, it works.
Gross.
Hey, you.
Gross. Yeah. Gross. What was I say?
So hey, I'll talk.
Sorry, I was making sure I had I was gonna open up the chat too if we wanted to. Did I get everything here? Yeah, super chats. And if anybody wants to super chat and call in, super chat and say, hey, I want to come in, and I'll unlock it for you. So thank you. Go ahead, Lewis. What were we gonna say?
Well, yeah, man, I need your help. I need your help, Andy, for tomorrow.
Oh, whoa. Before I give you my help, Garrett, my man.
I'd buy that for $1.
Woo! Something good happened.
Garrett, my man. Oh, Garrett, $50 through the Cash App. Feel
awesome.
Better. Those are the donations that really set this channel off and keep it going. Garrett, my man. Love you. That's why we're here tonight, to entertain you, to keep you. I appreciate the fact that you care that much. It means so much. So, Garrett, my man, this is for you. Throw some planets in the air. You get another big
buy that for $1.
And if you have a topic you want us to hit, Garrett, let me know. Is Garrett?
You, Garrett.
That is the Garrett. Who I know who the Garrett who's been in our watch parties. Love you, man. Hope you missed Rise of Skywalker, by the way. I saw you not being there, unless it's different Garrett. But always good to see you, my man. Thank you for being there for me and supporting this channel like you do. It means a lot. I hope you're having fun, and I'm going to keep going, keep it better for you. That's why we're doing it. So apologies for the sniffles, but the show, right, Lewis? The show must go on.
That's old school.
Lewis did it with the Rona.
I did Rona podcasts.
I remember Lewis.
And man, I watched those videos. My eyeballs and bags were like, oh.
Well, you called me. You're like, I got it, and you're like, what do I do? I'm like, tell him. You gotta. Don't keep. I mean, unless you don't want to, of course. But
well, the reason I decided to tell everyone, and more people got it after, so it was like kind of old news, is because you don't feel alone, and stuff. So I know the community turns to the channels to kind of feel comfort, especially during lockdown.
Yeah, we're starting it, but finally starting to get back out there. I'm excited because Tuesday, I have my first critic screening at a theater, Lewis. I'm seeing Spiral on Tuesday night, critic screening. It's only critics. And I get to go bring a guest. We get to go, and it's going to be all spread out throughout the theater, just not that many critics. So it's going to be what a good experience to be able to go in the theater, see Spiral, bring in Damien. We're going to go watch a horror movie together. I'm excited. Back in the theaters. It's starting to happen. Because in Florida they're open, a lot of the marketing firms here are starting to finally get back into gear. And I'm hearing In the Heights also going to be in theaters. So they're doing a lot more theater screenings for critics and stuff again, which is going to be annoying because it's going to make this stream a little later. I do miss the convenience of home, but we will. I'm excited. The embargo is Wednesday morning, so I'll tell you the follow. I'll be here streaming afterwards, and I might give you like a wink, wink or something, but I can't officially review it until Wednesday morning. So the stream on Tuesday might be a little bit later, or I might just have to do it on Wednesday, but stay tuned for more. But we'll see. I don't like horror movies. It's not that I don't like horror movies. I'm just not as invested in them. But I'm
really into them.
I've seen a lot of the main. I mean, I saw 4 of the Saw movies.
The first 3 are really good.
And I'm just fascinated because I want to see this one because it's like the Chris Rock pitch of why they did it. Like I want to see what the hell this one's about. So
okay, I got. Let me. It's related.
Go for it.
Okay, I need your help. I need everyone's help. Lionsgate, that's the studio that's releasing Spyro, has looked at our community and decided to give Nuke the Fridge an exclusive clip on its YouTube channel. It's going to air at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Woo!
All right. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm also going to do this. I want everybody here to subscribe. You got to subscribe. And if it's cool, I didn't even ask Andy. Subscribe to Popcorn Planet. All right. And I don't know how you're going to do this, Andy, between now
Wait, it's going to Nuke the Fridge or Nerd? Where's it going?
Let's do it. Subscribe to Popcorn Planet if you haven't done so, and subscribe to Nerd Report if you want, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this to Andy as a giving back to you. I got a pair of Atomic tickets for 2 to watch Spyro for free on Andy. So all you have to do is you pick a winner, Andy, somehow. I don't care how. Give me their email and I will give it to Lionsgate. You got to subscribe here.
Subscribe to Nerd Report. Subscribe to Popcorn Planet.
Yes.
And at some point this show we'll figure out a way to best chat, best super chat, best member chat.
Best comment.
Best comment of the show. If you want it, leave it. You can either impress me with your money, your wits, your creativity. We'll decide. So all right, there you go.
Anywhere in the United States, okay, for Spyro.
There, I love that. Well, there you go. Someone else can see it, just like I'm going to see it.
Oh, and I got another one for you on Thursday. I'm going to take. I can't say, but I got a trip. I'm going to take a trip somewhere. It's not to see the movie, but it's a trip to Hollywood. I'm going to be videotaping, and probably I'll share with you. There's something creepy going on in Hollywood, and it has something to do with a pig face. And it's going to take you into Spyro.
Yeah, it's got to be Spiral related.
And I'm covering it exclusively. So they've looked at our community, man. They love it. So good job, Andy.
Yeah, sweet.
Horror, man. You guys got to love horror. Andy's going to get into it.
Yeah, I do. I love some horror. Sometimes. Not really.
Ooh, we got an upgrade membership.
Whoa, Stormy. What's up, Stormy? Oh, that's very generous. Throw some planets in the air. Stormy just leveled up to producer level. I mean, she's actually a producer over on Hugging the Cactus. But now she's a producer. She's got double duty, producer duty. Stormy is amazing. I'm hoping tomorrow I got the energy to do our real nerd therapy, real talk nerd therapy over on Hugging the Cactus live. So speaking of which, also go over there. That was a really eye-opening and worthy show we did. I want to make sure you guys know. I'll give you the link here as well. Go subscribe to, there it is, Hugging the Cactus. Look it up, Nerd Therapy call-in show, where basically you guys can call in anonymous. And tomorrow night, make sure you've set your alerts on there. And subscribe to, set the alerts, the bell, like you do. Here, I'm going to unsubscribe, so I'll show you how it works. Unsubscribe. I'm going to subscribe. Hit that bell to all alerts. And then that's supposed to, you have to still check your alert. There's like a third step now to make sure you get it. But stay tuned, Stormy. I hope.
Ooh, we got another member.
Woo, Nerd Warrior. Yeah, we need to do a member drive. I love this. Welcome, Christopher. Welcome to the Nerd Warrior level.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm going to upgrade these tiers. I'm going to start figuring out ways to give you more member stuff and make sure that you guys get more stuff or benefits. Any Nerd Warrior level, if you want. The deal is you get into Nerd Wars and be more involved in it, but no one ever writes me. So if anybody at the Nerd Warrior is there for a couple months and wants to say, hey, I've been a Nerd Warrior, I'd love to get in, make sure you send me a DM message and you'll get those perks. But I've tried and then no one takes me up on it. So I'm like, all right, you're just going to be at that level from a monetary standpoint, which helps. But if you'd like the benefits there, make sure you hit me up and I'll make sure I take care of you. But Stormy, amazing. You're so generous and amazing. I love you, Stormy. Thanks so much for your support. And Christopher, welcome to the family as well. Nerd Warrior, my man. We got
And look, for that hugging the cactus, I gotta say, we know Andy's been doing that for a while. He's got some great takes. Stormy is a supporter here. She's a member. But don't let that fool you. She's a great host over there. And yet last week or 2 weeks ago, I was watching her with you, Andy, and her knowledge, like helping people out with like relations and issues they have in their personal life, was like really spot on.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, you guys it's a great dynamic you have over there at Hugging the Cactus.
Yeah,
Stormy,
she's super cool.
Yeah.
You're welcome on tonight too. I think you have the link in your DM. No pressure, but if you want to pop in, you're welcome to hang with us anytime. Always generous. And then we just got another Troy. What's up, Troy? Troy keeps sending those dollars to the Cash App. I'll take them, my man. Thank you, Troy and Garrett, to the Cash App. That's another way to give. It gives it directly to us. Sorry, my nephew sent a very fun picture to my son because again, it's Lewis. Just a reminder for those joining. My buddy, my little buddy Sawyer is turning 9 today officially. There he is. The original Baby Yoda. Man, time flies. To all the other parents out there, I feel you. But what an amazing growth.
Oh yeah, the Baby Yoda years.
He was Baby Yoda before Baby Yoda. And he's just these kids, man, they grow up way too fast. But May the 4th is more special day to me because it's his birthday. So I'm like, and I just wish I could get him into Star Wars more. Can't force it. But my littlest one now, I also have a 2-year-old, Diego. He seems to be into the superheroes, the Star Wars. I'm hoping I will finally have a kid who's like, yes, let's watch all the action horror superhero movies and stuff. So we'll see. Even Sora's like, yeah, please, Diego, watch him instead so I don't have to. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But he has his own little, he knows Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man. He knows them all. He's always coming in here and playing with my figures. So fingers crossed.
And that's cool, man. He got your eyebrows. I love your eyebrows. Cool eyebrows.
He does.
Thick eyebrows are dope.
Yeah, he does. But all right, so we're here. Gory Bits. Gory Bits. Yeah, you got a big channel. If you wanna, we can take some calls. If anybody wants to take a call. Plug away. I've seen you in here. And if anybody wants to do a little bit of call or Nerd War, something quick, we can try and do a little call-in show. But every time...
Yeah, if you want to call in also to express your appreciation for Star Wars. I mean, it's May the 4th.
You can... We'll keep them quick. Unless you donate, then I'll let you stay in longer. But if we want to do some call-ins quick call-ins... for Star Wars Day. And if you'd like to do an impromptu Nerd War with any of us, drop a super chat down or a stream element chat, and we'll do it. So there you go. I put through the link in there if you want to get in on this.
Sit on the pants and just walk in the background.
What was that, Lewis?
No, I was talking to my producer, Lisa.
Yeah, does Lisa just have to sit there and listen to you all day?
Yeah, she's hey, you know what? I told her I gotta back up my man Andy today, and she's a good sport. She's chilling right there.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. She understands, man. You know, we help each other out and stuff. When we appreciate that you're under the weather and you're still doing it.
Yeah,
I think that's
tonight.
great.
I was like, Lewis, come in for a bit so I don't talk the whole time by myself. But yeah,
I understand, man. I have those type of days as well. So I mean,
if you need to split at any point, I get it. We have a caller though. We have a caller, Lewis.
All right, who is it?
Hello. Let's see if this person in. Happy birthday, nerdy Gory Bits. Saying that Gory Bits, same birthday as my son. Good person. Oh, we had a guest, and they just got kicked. I lost you. Whoever was in there, we just lost you. All right. Troy's up on deck next. Let's see here as we get these calls in. Troy's coming in on the PPFM. PPFM. Popcorn Planet Live. You're the radio guy, Lewis. You should do it. What's the Popcorn Planet
You're
radio?
listening to 102.7 Popcorn Planet, playing the hits on this May the 4th.
All right.
Nice. All right, we got Troy on the line, but Troy, you got to turn off the YouTube, mute the YouTube audio.
Get these calls in.
Mute your YouTube audio so we don't hear the delay. And you'll hear the Zoom. There he goes. He's on a killer delay now. I don't think he hears us on Zoom.
Hello, can you hear me?
We hear you, but you're listening to YouTube but not on Zoom. So you got to wait till that comes to you on YouTube, and then you have to turn on your Zoom. This goes for everybody. Turn on your Zoom audio and then mute your YouTube audio. And when you get that ready, let us know.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, good. What's up, my man? Thank you for the donation. I saw you.
Hey, what's up, Lewis? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Haven't met you before.
No, I've been on your channel and been posting stuff like.
Oh, great, man! Thanks for the support.
Yeah, my channel's name is Telling the Truth. If you've seen that, guys popping up, that's me, Troy.
All right, nice, man.
Thank you for the Cash App, Troy. I saw that. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
you're
for the
welcome.
dollars.
Okay, my question is.
I'd buy that for $1.
Let's go.
What's up, Troy?
Hey,
Go ahead.
Andy Lewis, I have a question for you guys. What's better, DC or Marvel movies and TV shows?
I mean, now are we talking the DCU or are you talking like Tim Burton Batman, Nolan Batman, all of it?
The DC, all of them.
If you make
Take
all
it
of them,
first,
it's an
Andy.
interesting fight. If you just did DCU, it's
like
more
Michael Keaton movie, kind of like Michael Keaton and
Everything.
Batman.
Christopher Reeve, Superman, Michael Keaton, Batman. I mean, that definitely makes it harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, for me, and this isn't take away from anyone, I prefer a good DC movie over Marvel. The best DC movies are better than the best Marvel. That's just my opinion. I watched Superman 1 and 2, the 70s one, a lot over and over again. I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton, sorry, but then the Dark Knight trilogy, I watch it over and over again.
Me too.
V
That's
for
classic.
Vendetta, I watch over and over again. That's under the DC banner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Shazam. I don't know why people don't like it. And
I like
Joker.
Shazam. Aquaman. I like Aquaman.
Yeah. So, but I do love Captain America as well. Like the Winter Soldier was amazing.
And the TV show, Winter Falcon, and Falcon was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was. It's true.
It was better than WandaVision. Wanda sucked.
WandaVision. Look, WandaVision was frustrating, is how I'm going to qualify.
Wanda, it was trash, man.
It was frustrating.
It was boring. It was boring.
I probably
What's
would have enjoyed it
crazy,
more
though-
if I watched it in one sitting, I probably would have enjoyed it more. The fact that they made me stretch it out made me frustrated.
Yeah, but I say when what happened, Lewis? Are you gonna say, buddy?
Oh, I was gonna say that what's crazy is like when we were doing like the reviews and the watch party and the streaming, dedicated to WandaVision, the numbers were 5 times larger than what they were for Winter Soldier. That's kind of weird, right? I guess because people did want like the twist at the end, or like what the hell's going on.
Yeah, basically, like there are super soldiers out there in the universe.
You're talking about Falcon?
No, there's more super soldiers out there.
Yeah,
like for the syrup, and they're gonna find it and stuff. And I hope they find it and see who's creating it.
Wasn't there super soldier serum used in the Incredible Hulk with Ken Norton? Not Ken Norton. What's his name? The other Hulk.
What's the Incredible Hulk one?
The Incredible Hulk one is actually linked to the Marvel DCEU. The Marvel DCEU, that's a good one. MCU. So they did have a super soldier serum, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah, because Hulk Banner was studying it. What do you think, Andy? What do you think about the Marvel universe?
I gotta say, the MCU has just been so put together, so nice. But if I had to go back and include Christopher Reeves, I'm including like the first few seasons of The Flash is a great show. It is.
That too.
You got to go back.
So is Arrow.
I like Tim
Arrow.
Burton. Arrow is, you got to give it props. I mean, look, Smallville. Like if you're counting everything, It's a much and the Nolan
Titans,
Batman.
I love Titans,
Batman
man.
Begins is so fucking good. It is. It's great.
It is. So it's classic.
But
The Dark Knight series.
I think. Look. At the end of the day, my favorite hero. It's Batman. So it's
Batman?
like Batman, Superman are the best heroes, and I think Christopher Reeve, and I think they've been cut. But it's like Iron Man is up there. It's so good. The first Iron Man, Winter Soldier, they're up there.
Black Panther, man.
But
Black
I think I gotta go DC if we're including all of it. DC might get the edge just out of my nostalgia and love of it and respect to it.
Hey, one more question and one more debate.
Hold on,
guys.
actually, wait. If we include X-Men and Logan, Deadpool, all of them as well.
Yeah.
Logan
absolutely.
comes in and
That could tip the scale back to Marvel, so it's not just Marvel. So I could see then Marvel taking the win then. Go ahead, final word.
yeah, dude, Logan.
What were you going to say? Final word, Troy.
What happened?
Final word, Troy. What were you going to say?
Word to you.
Okay. All right. Basically, Logan would. I don't know. Logan I don't know, because you have some Suicide Squad coming out. All right. Yeah, Suicide Squad coming out, and you have some more movies like the Flashpoint. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
I'm excited for Flashpoint.
Yeah, that's all in the future, but hopefully they're good. That's the big deal.
Harley Quinn needs her own movie. Her own movie.
Well, the first Suicide Squad, I love the trailer that David Ayer had, but the movie wasn't anything like that. So I would like to. I'm gonna stay and watch.
But I don't. Hold up. Sorry, guys. I don't like the Justice League Snyder cut. It was trash.
Careful,
dude. I'm like,
they'll come after
Jared Leto. Jared Leto's Joker is freaking trash. He's boring. He's bad.
I don't know if boring's the word. He's trash. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if boring. He definitely wasn't boring.
Michael.
Weird.
Heath Ledger was the best. He was. Hands down. Creepiest,
without
Psycho, Heath
way
Ledger.
better than even Phoenix and Nicholson. Ledger will always go down as the best Joker. I agree, and that's gives DC a little bit of an edge. But with Logan and everything else, it's a good fight. I think I probably would go Marvel from a movie standpoint. Marvel's done such an amazing job. Black Panther, Guardians. It's so hard to beat, and there's so many of them. That just the fact they were able to keep it connected for so long. Now, will it be able to sustain that? I'm nervous. I'll be honest. I'm nervous, but I'm still a Marvel fan. I can't deny it. Final word, Troy, before we let you go. Thank you for calling in and supporting.
What do you guys think about the new Black Panther title? I like it.
It feels a little forced. We'll see.
Wakanda Forever. How about you, Lewis?
I like the title a lot, but I think the title kind of channels what's going on in the real world would happen to the actor. So that's
Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is going to be the Black Panther. I'm telling you guys.
Well, no, yeah, maybe I do like
Suri's definitely the Black Panther.
The name.
We'll see. All right, Andy. All right, Lewis.
I will bet you another $1.
Oh, okay.
Bet on it. Suri's the Black Panther. There it is. I remembered it. Troy.
All right, Lewis.
Hey, thanks, man. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, my man. Thank you for calling in. We got another one on the line. Kurtz. What's up, Kurtz?
Hey, it's Curtis here.
Curtis. Now you got some. I like the lighting in your studio, and it looks pretty intense. It's good, man.
Yeah, I've had time to set up. We because of COVID, I do a podcast, so we had to learn how to do Zoom. So
everyone's got it now. I love it though. You're giving me some nice color on me. The reflection of you. Good to see you, my man. Thank you for your donation earlier. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You were talking about
no
Death
problem.
Group. I know. I saw that icon. I'm like, oh, there he is. Good to see your face, man. What's going on?
Oh, I just got off work a little bit ago. It's been a while since I've been on a live stream. I've just been so fucking busy lately. I can curse on here, right?
Yeah. Go for it. Fucking curse.
All right. Fucking A. I did have a question since it is Star Wars Day, I guess. Out of the most recent movies, excluding Mandalorian, because everyone sucks Mandalorian stick. So out of all of the new Star Wars movies, if you had to pick, what would be your favorite?
Out of the sequel trilogy? Or like you can
Rogue
One,
narrow it
Solo?
down.
You counting those as well?
let's narrow it down to the trilogy.
I mean, that's easy. It's Force Awakens is the best of the trilogy.
All right. What about you, Lewis?
I'd argue they're chronological. It's in order. It's Force Awakens, then Last Jedi, then Rise of Skywalker. Go ahead, Lewis. What do you say?
If I didn't see like the next two that came after Force Awakens, then it would be Force Awakens. But like I think Force Awakens is a really good movie. But now it's like since it's attached to the other two, it's kind of like having a section in your pool that you have a beautiful pool, right? It's nice and clean, but there's a section you could pee in. You know what I mean? So I would have to say Rogue One then Solo.
All right.
I hate to say that, but
I guess if we included the others, I would probably say Rogue One. But out of the trilogy, I kind of, as much as people hated Last Jedi, I didn't mind it that much. So I thought it was okay.
The problem with The Last Jedi is
it's stupid, but it was all right.
There's a lot of things people are not mentioning is the fact that it ends the trilogy. Yes. The good guys won. The Jedi, I am not the last Jedi. It's like, okay, so they're going to come back. It even has the signature Disney falling star at the end with the Millennium Falcon and the kids looking at it. So Kylo Ren's been beaten for the 17th time. So it's like, it doesn't matter at this point. There was no cliffhanger or anything or any new villains established. So it's like, it ended the trilogy as far as I'm concerned.
I hadn't really thought about it that way, but I guess you're right.
We were talking, there was a lot of stupid stuff there too, like the Casino Planet and Finn and Rose double parking to get caught. What the hell is that, dude? Like that's stupid, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it again.
I just wanted to shoot that thing.
I'm gonna rewatch Last Jedi again at some point just to get really fair to it. But man, Rise of Skywalker, after just watching it again, it's so dumb.
I hated Rise of Skywalker. I hated what they did with Carrie Fisher. There was no reason to utilize that footage. It looked fucking awful. The fact that they sold it to us was insane.
And what's so frustrating is you could tell they based so much around the movie around, well, what footage do we have? Okay, well, we got to write this, and this around it. And it actually, I think, hindered the movie because it didn't help. Like, oh, we got that line where she's like, always trust a droid or whatever. And you're like, oh, we got that little cute moment later. Didn't need it. None of it was necessary. It's completely... What's so frustrating is you realize they could have retconned it and killed Leia off and not Luke. Because they had time to do that, and they chose not to. I'll never understand the choices Kathleen Kennedy.
They should have reshot Last Jedi.
Kathleen Kennedy had the keys to the kingdom and was able to make the choices. So, all right, well, what do we do? And she missed it. She totally missed it, and she got nervous because she saw the fan reactions. She brought JJ back, which I don't think was a bad instinct, but then JJ didn't know how to. He doesn't know how to end things. He's just not he's a starter. He's not a closer.
Do you think Colin Trevorrow would have done better with that third one? Or?
Oh, totally. I think they totally screwed him. And look, would it have been a perfect ending to Star Wars? I think it still has some problems, but I've read the script, and I think, the script reads so much better. They give Finn much more to do. The ending with people show up and help her. A lot of it just made more sense. I love the parts with Luke showing up as the sort of ghost to sort of goad Kylo Ren. Overall, I think there's a lot more to it that I think would have hit harder. But what can you do?
To me, though, I gotta say, everything outside of the original trilogy is fan fiction to me. Honestly, come on, dude. I mean, we didn't even get to see what happened to the New Republic. All those years. Think about it. Old school Star Wars fans. We were waiting to see what the hell. How the New Republic established itself, what happened to the Empire, does Luke have a freaking school? We got none of that answered, man. None of it. 30 years, we got nothing answered at all. And it's not even JJ's mystery box wasn't even that difficult to solve. I mean, what was it? The mystery box. Rey grabs the lightsaber, gets a flashback. So what? They could have said, hey, the Jedi's weapon is like a samurai sword. It has a spirit of the previous owners. Darth Vader owned it, so she could see visions of Darth Vader. Fine. I thought that was awesome. Rey's a nobody. That's fine. No problem. I hate the midi-chlorians. I thought that was like a shot at the midi-chlorians. As a matter of fact, there's a trailer that for The Force Awakens, where Maz Kanata, and it was deleted from the movie, I guess, Maz Kanata asked Rey, "Who are you?" And she says, "I'm nobody." Perfect.
You mean Butthole Eyes? You're talking about, right? That's Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata. She was awful.
Yeah, Butthole Eyes.
Yeah, she was awful in the other two films, but yeah, to me, everything
Speaking
else.
Speaking of which, Butthole Eyes makes me want to go plug one more time. If you guys haven't yet watched after this, make sure you go check out best movie ever, Rise of Skywalker. We had to watch it painfully, and it was a chore to go revisit. And basically, we had to turn Rise of Skywalker into the best movie ever, Vito and I. So make sure you don't miss that out next. Final thoughts from you, Curtis? Anything else you want to mention?
When you said butthole eyes made you want to plug something, I thought this was going in a different direction, but I'm glad it didn't.
Thankfully, it didn't. Thankfully, we kept on track.
Thank you very much for having me on. So you guys
of course.
Have a good one.
Yeah, come on anytime.
Awesome,
Butthole Eyes, from those that don't know, Butthole Eyes is what we called her in the Honest trailer before I was not there. And that one of my favorite bit in the best movie ever bit is when I go, Leia knows what she needs to do. And then Vito does it too. We're both like pulling our eyes open. And then suddenly I'm like, wait, are we being racist right now? He's like, no, lifting them up isn't racist. I'm like, are you sure? It might be the aliens. Anyway,
it's just spreading the holes open.
It was my favorite bit of that story as we were doing our Maz Kanata impressions. But Curtis, my man, thank you so much for the support. Tuning in, call in again. Keep the cool lights on because you look good.
All right, thanks.
Deuces.
See you later.
We got James on deck. Are you there, James? You have to unmute yourself if James is on.
Yes, I am on, and I wouldn't say it's racist. It would be more specious. I mean, Maz was a different alien.
It's an alien race.
Now,
though.
James was there during the watch party, and James is a fan of this movie. He was justifying it throughout the whole watch party, talking about the EU, and at a certain point, I'm like, oh my God, shut up about the EU. I don't want to watch read EU to know my movie. But what did you think of the episode, James? Did you get to watch it yet?
Oh, I watched it. I thought both you and Vito, I can see that you both were just struggling, trying your best, and I was just sitting in the corner, just laughing, eating popcorn, going, ha ha.
Yeah, that's
like you guys are trying to justify a movie you didn't like.
That's the goal. But I feel like we did a pretty good job. There's some funny for sure, but I feel like we found some good points. No?
Yeah, you did. Especially as much as you try. And for the record with me, I don't love the movie. I like the movie for what it is because for me, I really did not like The Last Jedi. And the biggest problem with The Last Jedi for me is that it doesn't do what a second act in a trilogy would do. Like Dark Knight, Godfather, Spider-Man 2 have done it much better than what The Last Jedi did. And they didn't develop the new characters, which to me was the biggest crime because the whole point of that trilogy was to pass the baton to the next generation.
That's what I thought too.
And then there was only so many things that you could do in just one movie, and then having them to bring back JJ in at the last minute. And then JJ was like, well, I guess I'm just going to, because The Last Jedi was basically a big nothing burger, I guess I'm basically going to make a second act and a third act all in one movie.
David March says, I really have no idea why James kept going on about the European Union. I did enjoy watching you suffer.
David, let me explain to you about Brexit.
Go ahead, James.
We have another super chat as well.
Tony Corrent. I have a weird relationship with Rise of Skywalker. I laughed the first time I watched it because of the stupidity, but rewatched it and sort of just accepted it. Oh, well, they made some great Lego sets. I mean...
Hey, I'm not going to disagree with that. I mean, if you were to make like a Lego Star Wars video game, Rise of Skywalker would probably be the best one out of the trilogy. I'm not going to lie with that.
Look, the entire movie was advertised as the end of the Star Wars saga, the end of the Skywalker saga. If you're really going to do that you didn't even have the tools in this film. Where are those ghost Jedis? Where's Anakin? Where's more of Yoda? Where's like the New Republic? And if you really are going to close the Star Wars out, the one we started in 1977, you got to kill the droids. You got to kill you got to turn off C-3PO and R2-D2. They're the ones telling the story. and they didn't. Everyone lives happily ever after. You got to get rid of those two characters. Those two characters are the ones that are telling the Star Wars story. That's been said by George, everyone. The entire saga, it's through R2 and C-3PO's eyes.
And butthole eyes. Don't forget butthole eyes.
No, well, but if you're going to end it, it's got to be a tearjerker. And those two droids, their time has to come. And it didn't. It's like, I'm Rey Skywalker. I'm planting lightsaber in the sand. Maybe in 10 years, they're going to be after that lightsaber. That's what's going to happen.
Real quick, Bunda, I was just about to get there, but yeah, thanks for calling out Nerd Report for not noticing. But Bunda did also send over a super chat. He wrote, by the way, if you say, may the 4th be with you, then you deserve to be stuffed in a locker.
Jesus, Bunda.
I mean, it's a little cheesy. I'm not going to deny it. It's definitely a little cheesy. It's definitely the Hallmark card of Star Wars. But hey, it's a fun way to celebrate and have a topic for today. Yay, Star Wars. I'm so mad because I had a video I could have dropped today and I just didn't get to it. I'm going to do it later. But it's been out before. But I made a video way back called Moves Like Jabba. Really proud of it. And it got pulled from YouTube. And so I get it up late. But next time there's a big Star Wars moment or something, I'm going to drop that as an extra video again because I don't think enough people know that I made Moves Like Jabba. It's on Spotify. Some people have stolen and gotten a lot of revenue on that video and that song. But Moves Like Jabba was one of the original music parodies. I'm very proud of it. It's Moves Like Jagger, but it's all in Return of the Jedi. I'll probably bring it back when Book of Boba Fett comes back because I think they're going to be in Jabba's barge and stuff. So maybe that'll be the better time. But anyway, Moves Like Jabba, if you want to go celebrate, go listen to that on Spotify. You can find it. There's a low-res bad version. And then what was funny, Lewis, is Mad TV, the animated version, copied us and stole the joke. But we did it first. And now it's not on YouTube, so it seems like I'm going to copy them. But I didn't. You'll learn. Stay tuned. Moves Like Jabba, coming soon to YouTube.
She gotta move like Jabba.
He's got the moves like Jabba. He's got the moves like Jabba. It's pretty funny. And I make a cameo eating a stormtrooper eating pizza. I'm gonna get through these super chats. James, last final word.
To clarify on my statement, how Dave Filoni would be the biggest hypocrite, it's because I grew up with the prequels, and I saw the hate and the vitriol that Lucas got with the prequels. Like I was like 6 years old, and people wanted his head on a pike. And I remember Dave Filoni's own Clone Wars, when it came out, a lot of people hated. And I'll admit that I was one of those teenagers who hated Ahsoka and thought him just completely demolishing the expanded universe at the time was just such a stupid move. So for him to witness the hate that Lucas got, and then see the hate that he got with his own show, and then seeing the hate with the sequels and went, I'm just going to retcon the sequel trilogy. It's like, come on, dude. Like, really? Like, those two previous things, they got so much hate and you'll just leave it alone?
100%. 100% they're not going to retcon the sequels. No way.
Yeah, it's just, if anything, like, look, like, I don't have, like, I am a massive Star Wars fan, but Andy, like, I'm not going to get heated or like hate you just because you dislike the Rise of Skywalker. I completely sympathize with your points. Like, anyone who dislikes Rise of Skywalker, I completely like understand and sympathize. It's just, for me, this whole trilogy was just a humongous.
They may run like a parallel storyline to enhance the sequel story, to make it a bad idea. Better, like they did with the Clone Wars cartoon or whatever. Like, because if you look at those cartoons, like the animation, which I'm not a big fan of animation, they up the game of the prequels. I hate the prequels, but
that's true.
But when they're coupled with,
they add more to it. Yeah.
Yes, and like I'm watching, and a little bit of a spoiler, Bad Batch, and they're playing like Execute Order 66. I'm like, whoa!
It's even better in Clone Wars, dude.
It is. It's more tragic in the movie.
No, in Clone Wars, they do it even more. But my point is totally. I think that's why a lot of people have were in love with the prequels, especially recently, because Clone Wars gives it more texture and nuance and stuff that I don't think Lucas was able to do as well because he's not a good director.
And on top of that, Lucas, especially with the original trilogy, it showed that he is the kind of guy that needed someone to help filter out his ideas, and Dave Filoni was there to help work with him on the Clone Wars and help expand on what he was trying to do with the prequels. It's why I also think that like had he gotten someone like Steven Spielberg or Robert Zemeckis, which I think he actually went to make The Phantom Menace, and they turned
the
him
rumor
down.
is he went to both of them and they both turned him down.
Yeah, like had he got like, and I think even Ron Howard was in the mix too. I think had he had any three of the combination and worked with them to make the prequels would have been a lot better.
They
at
would have been
least
different.
in my,
They would have been a sterile. That's like it's like it just is a little wooden. He was so and it was pioneering so much technology, and there's so much visual creativity going on in that movie that I don't think gets enough respect. But you got to give him respect. Like he was creating worlds and creatures and things.
He's a good technical dude.
Yeah, but it's like he didn't know how to direct the actors. He didn't know how to write dialogue, and those things I think could have been buttoned up because he had good actors there. He just didn't know what he was doing. And I think it was Hayden. What's her name? Natalie Portman was recently quoted. She could not get an acting role after Phantom Menace, or I guess after the Star Wars, because they're like, people were like, she can't act. Like they really blamed her. But it's like she's now gone on, multiple Oscar nominations and won for Black Swan. It's Lucas's fault, sadly. So it is what it is. Thank you, James. I always appreciate you calling in and giving your insight.
no, welcome, Lewis. Andy, it was great to talk to you guys again, and happy May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you as well. There you go. Stuff me in a locker. All right, see you, James. And then we got one on deck. Bear with me, guest, as I just go through these really quickly. Tony Corrant is back. Tony, what's up, my man? Rey's orange lightsaber is cool, though, out of context. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But, I mean, neither did Mace Windu's purple, which looked cool,
It's
too.
actually Leia's.
No, she buries Leia's and Luke's.
She buries Leia's and Luke's together.
Yeah.
So Rey. Oh no, Rey. I forgot, man. I'm sorry.
I just watched it, so I can tell you. And then I don't know where she gets the orange lightsaber, but she's got her own now. Whatever. But thank you, Tony. And then Collaborative Kiwi Studios. What up, Tyler? Good to see you, my man. Hey, Lewis. Can't wait. Sorry. Can't wait to see your stream.
I'd buy that for $1.
There it is. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
Tyler.
Tonight, I'm just gonna babble about what I love about Star Wars tonight. I'm not gonna go negative at all. I just want to go and babble and tell you my history with Star Wars. I think Star Wars deserves why we like it. At least one video like that on YouTube.
Like
so no one's
the
gonna
best
watch
movie
it.
ever, which we were positive. I've already been positive today. I don't have to do it anymore. I already did it. If you want the,
Hey, I got something positive about Star Wars.
Go watch that. Yeah, what's up, Lewis?
Stormy's here. There.
Yay! I just got to get there, but I thought you were saying something. What up, Stormy?
Hello, everyone. How are y'all tonight?
We're good. May the 4th be with you, Stormy. We're making sure.
May the
everyone says
4th
it.
be with you. Of course, I had to join you guys tonight. Come on,
Yeah.
it's my day. It's my beautiful day. I love it.
Every time we say that, Bunda throws someone in a locker.
Hi, Linda.
Well, we have a guest also on the phone. Another caller. What's up, Darth Vegeta?
How y'all doing, guys? How y'all doing?
Vegeta.
I don't know Dragon Ball, but I'm terrible. But what's up, my man?
Academia.
Oh, not much, man. I just came across y'all's channel and saw y'all were doing call-ins. So
Yeah, and you
was listening for
subscribed,
about
right?
20
Did you
minutes.
subscribe?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
So
good.
you just stumbled upon. You literally just found us.
Yeah, I'm just surfing around. I just got done watching Bad Batch, so I was
Look at that. We
surfing
found
some
a new
YouTube
viewer.
videos and stuff.
Did you've never heard of any of our shit? You don't know who we are? You just stumbled upon
No,
the
I
YouTube channel?
just the first
love
time I
that.
just
What's up,
discovered
man?
y'all and
Nice
just
to meet
called
you.
in.
Press 1 if you're new to the channel. I always
love when just new people stumble upon us. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. So, all right, I haven't finished We'll go to Bad Batch. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but
Oh, you haven't finished it?
I was trying to, but I didn't know it was like an hour and a half. That's a long
yeah.
pilot.
It's like 70
So
minutes.
I think I have like 15 minutes left. They're on like the forest planet where they met the people that they're supposed their task. So we won't go too spoilers, but my
spoiler alert.
no spoilers. But what I liked, as I said earlier, for you, Darth. I'm gonna just call you Darth. It's easier. Because I haven't seen Clone Wars and I haven't seen Rebels. Like I know the movies, but I haven't watched all the cartoons because it's a big undertaking. But I have to say, I like the premise. I know Lewis did a watch party last night. He watched it or the other night. Lewis, I know you enjoyed it, but from my standpoint, I thought these are cool characters. I didn't need all the backstory from the clone. Like I get it, they do throw you right in. So anybody who else is like maybe on the fence of, do I need to watch this? I think you can go right into it and it'll make sense. I mean, you basically
If
need to know
you
prequel
are
lore.
interested in diving into more animated Star Wars, I would say go into Rebels, because Rebels, it's not quite as long as Clone Wars, but the characters are great and the story is great. It introduces new Jedi and it brings back a couple from Clone Wars. So, you know, I know you said animation's not really your thing, but if you
it's not
you are hooked into it after my bad. Yeah. If you are hooked into it after watching Bad Batch, I would say, man, definitely go start Rebels because
Rebels is after, and Rebels will most likely connect to the Ahsoka series and everything else that's coming out in Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
So I've heard that, and but Clone Wars is all pre that and handles through the stuff of Attack of the Clones, Order 66, etc. But yeah, for those who are sort of curious, Bad Batch is like sort of the reject soldiers who have sort of been how do you say? Just they're different. They're defective.
So they're
not really a bad batch. They're the ones that think on their own.
They're cloned. The way they describe it is they're cloned with deformities that are useful for combat.
Right.
So you know, one of them has super strength, one of them has super intelligence, the other one is
one of them has sharp shooting ability. It's like
sharp shooting.
One of them is Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yes, come on now. Let's just call it what it is. That is
the other one is Robert
Rambo.
Englund.
Yes, we were having a discussion about that last night on Lewis's stream.
They should have just cast Stallone. That should have been
yes.
Thank you. I want to hear what Stormy thinks. What did you think, Stormy?
I enjoyed it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 on it. I did enjoy it. I'm sorry, it is a spoiler alert, so if you have not seen it, please, turn your audio off for a second. That kid is kind of creepy to me, even
yeah,
I don't know what to think a little bit.
That's not a spoiler. I'm going to go there too. Well, this kid is so annoying. Why is there a kid there?
Do you think she's going to be force sensitive after watching the episode?
Of course, something's going to happen with her. It's so obvious, but it's like she's so annoying.
The creepier part
is
that
annoying
Stallone
head behind Darth Vegeta there. Look at her. Go wait, talk Darth so I see it. There's her. Say something so your screen goes up.
Right there. There she is, right here.
Yeah, there she is.
I don't know if my mic's working.
The weird part is that Rambo is the Rambo clone is obsessed with that 11-year-old. That is kind of weird.
I did not notice it until you pointed it out, Lewis.
Well, he keeps giving.
I seriously did.
He really does look like Rambo, though.
He does.
Yeah. Yo, talking. I just want to tell you, you're talking. I'm coming to get you talking.
Well, she was. There was parts in the episode where she was kind of like imitating him a little bit too. Like she kind of looks up to him a little bit. So.
Yeah, she does. And I mean, it's cute. It's a kid and everything like that. But still, I mean, just her features, it's just creepy.
I mean, it looks like Rambo with the red headband and everything.
He does.
So they actually based that character off of a character in the original Predator movie.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
What's the guy with the headband? Yep. He's a Native American
Chaz
character
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's based off of that character from the Predator.
And if you look to the right, that looks like Robert Englund. So it's like I don't know what's going on there, man.
Billy and Predator.
And if you look all the way to the left, isn't that Mike Pence?
Oh my gosh.
It's like everyone's here, dude. Look, what is this?
It's like now that you're pointing these things out, I can't unsee the things I'm
seeing.
Yeah.
Billy from Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Billy? Yeah. Right.
I mean, also kind of Contra a little bit, both of the two of them.
Yep. I actually have a YouTube video that there's a little part of it that compares the two guys, the two characters.
Yeah, overall, like I look, Bad Batch is interesting. Am I like, do I need to watch every episode like at midnight? No. I mean, it's definitely like intriguing.
Yeah, I waited till I got off work.
But the first episode's long. But I like that. I like that it's kind of a standalone tale that's connected. So if you saw the other stuff, but it is an interesting crew of like, what's happening. But I mean, I just wish, I would love if they would just not connect at all. I'm sort of just like, give us the Bad Batch, like in a different place, in a time with all new people. Send them on a cool mission of a run of 8 episodes, and just give us some standalone stories. Like not everything needs to fucking connect. It's sort of just like homework to me, and I worry Marvel's gonna get there too. Here's my soapbox. I worry Marvel's gonna get there too. It's like, how do you start the MCU if you're like a new person getting into it? You can't start with WandaVision or Captain and Soldier, Falcon. Like, there's so much shit. I don't get it. You can't just like dip in and out. I feel like in these things now in Star Wars and Marvel, there's like they don't make standalone stories anymore. It's all interweaved, connected.
Well, now DCU's starting to do it too. I just got through watching the Snyder cut the other day, and I felt like I was watching I felt like I was watching the Avengers, but DC.
Yeah,
So-
'cause it's
I'm not
connecting.
complaining. I loved it, but
So something real quick. I don't know if it's a thing, but that character, the new character, the one you're talking about, if you look up Clone Wars Boba Fett, they look exactly the same.
yep. Well, that's because she's a clone,
Okay.
just like Boba Fett. But
Yeah,
I think
Lewis's
I
Star
think
Wars
like
knowledge
the
is getting
Bad Batch,
exposed.
they have their for lack of a better term, their deformities. Hers is that she came out female, and she might have other abilities that we don't know about.
Yeah, I don't think that's a deformity. Coming out
Well-
Rambo is more of a deformity.
For lack of better terms, I
They're
think
all-
that's a
Emperor
better word.
They're
Palpatine,
all
I'm coming for you.
Boba Fett, what's his name? Is it's all Jango Fett. Remember in the movies, what's his name? Tamara Morrison is playing all the characters, and so he's the clones. So
But
every
none of
clone.
these look like Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, they do. This guy is just a bigger version.
Well, they're
of
not
him.
supposed to because they're defective.
Yeah,
They're
but
supposed to look.
you
a
don't
little
think he
different.
looks like a musclier version of that?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
they actually
Yeah,
had.
he does.
He looks like a weird albino robot version of it. He looks like a sort of Rambo version of it. They have a little bit of the. You can see a little bit of the facial structure.
I refuse to give in. No.
And she also has a New Zealand accent as well, just like Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, they feel like they all do. Yeah, I didn't like the girl. The girl was a bad touch, but I understand it's a kid show. At the end of the day, these are kid shows.
And that proves that Star Wars fans are misogynist. you proved it.
So do you? Are you all excited to watch? Are you changing the
Like, get out
subject?
of my screen.
Are you all excited to watch more? Honest answer. Stormy first.
I am okay. I am intrigued. I want to see where it goes. I did enjoy it. If I enjoy something and I can just take like the logic out of it and just kind of just enjoy it, I'm good. The kid clone really creeps me out, Omega. I don't know why. She's just very creepy to me. But I am really excited to see where this goes, and we'll just see. I am still on the fence about it. I mean, because it's Disney again, and I know I'm just ready for the heartbreak. You know what I mean? So I just optimistic right now.
Darth Vegeta.
I'm just happy to have Star Wars content. I've been a fan of every animated series that they've done. So I'm happy to just have Star Wars. Now I'm ready for Book of Boba and Kenobi for sure. So it's just, it got the anxiety going a little bit more, waiting on those two.
Agreed.
Because this isn't as cool as the cartoon stuff is, it's not like live action. So it's just making me more impatient for the other stuff.
Yeah, I agree. This is like filler and to get there. But I got to say, the premise was interesting enough that I was worried. And then as I started it, I was like, all right, this is kind of fun. This is cool. I like the action sequences. Like, I like them as an idea of like they're the troopers that actually you don't need the army. You only need the 5 of them. Like they're the troop. They're the Predator team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. So
well, the thing is, they can do fan service whenever they want. We want Darth Vader. They can just toss them right in there.
Right, they can go on a mission with Darth Vader. They can. That's what's interesting about this crew is just send them off on these internet missions. So let's see where it goes. I'm intrigued, but you're right. They're probably going to be a lot of it's going to be standalone episodes of them doing missions. Are they good? Are they bad? Do they fall in between? It could be fun, but they could also just start becoming annoying. So fingers crossed, we'll see. Darth Vegeta Academia on YouTube. Thanks for calling in, man. Welcome to the channel. Hope you stick around, watch us some more. Make sure to hit the subscribe. Anybody watching, hit the subscribe right now. Make sure you hit the bell. Check out. We're here all the time, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and we got lots of pop culture coverage and stuff throughout the week. Always fun. We have a topic like this that brings new people in. So good to meet you, man. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. I'll try to call in next time.
Yeah, keep
awesome,
calling.
man.
We'll see you next
Welcome.
time, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
While I have another person on deck.
I'm gonna get going, guys. Andy, you're in good hands here with Stormy. I'm gonna get my stream ready and stuff. Okay.
Bye, Lewis.
Thanks, Lewis. See ya. We'll see you tonight. He'll be up next. You are going live tonight, yes?
I am gonna go live. I'm gonna try to speak positively of Star Wars.
Good
the greatest.
luck.
There you go.
Saga
There you
ever.
go. There you go. That's a spirit.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck with that. That'll be tough. All right. Oh wait, hold on. Why did this just go down? Hold on. All right. Now I fixed it. There we go. For some reason, it cropped you strangely. There we go. Now I see you. All right. Well, I was going to say, there's other weird news that's been all over. I just don't believe this news.
What's the news?
Gina Carano is coming back. I don't believe it.
For Mandalorian?
Yeah. Here it is. I haven't read this story, but I thought because it's May the 4th, let's look at it together, Stormy.
Yes.
With an open mind, shall we? And if you guys have any other topics you want to send over there, you know how to donate. Did I get through it? Did I miss anybody? Collaborative, where's the link? Collaborative Kiwi. Yeah, the link's in there. Mods, can you make sure people are sharing the link? I got Victor on deck next. We'll do some quick calls. If people donate, you get to stay on a little longer because that's what funds this channel. That's how it works. But mods, if you want to send out the link, feel free. But Stormy, here, let's check out this other story while we wait, and then we'll come to you in a second, Victor. Stormy, you can join me, get your thoughts. I mean, first of all, I'm already nervous because this story comes from We Got This Covered, which is a bullshit site, guys. Filled with just ads and no stories. Look, I can't even get past the ads. There we go. Oh, okay. This comes from Doomcock, of course. YouTuber Overlord DVD, Doomcock. Take this one with a pinch of salt. It's literally, this guy literally can now just start lying about Star Wars because he read some Reddit leaks back in the day and they turned out to be true. So now people believe him. But the reality is he's proven nothing. I wish he would just give commentary, not try to be in the scoop game because he's not correct all the time. But this one's a stretch, man. Overlord admits that he harbors doubts that the will happen. Disney certainly must have offended Gina. Yeah, I mean, this is so stupid. So he's just saying, this comes in from Bounding Into Comics. I resisted saying, my Hollywood agents have been telling me for weeks now that Disney isn't, I'm going to do a Doomcock voice. Ready? Hold on, let me sneeze first. Oh, it's gone. My Hollywood agents have telling me for weeks now that Disney is in talks with Gina Carano about the possibility of returning for the role of Cara Dune in The Mandalorian and several other shows in the Favreau universe. I resisted saying anything about this, largely because I have my doubts that anyone would come to this. Disney certainly must have offended Gina with the alleged, you think? Namely, the so-called insensitivity to the Jewish people, which, given the context of her tweet, was an unfounded objection. That's it. That's all he says. And
so there's no other information on it.
And then he says, then they're just running down what happened. I was just afraid Gina had moved on and would ultimately decide not to return. That said, I may have some very good news to bring you today. Sources come forward claiming that Gina is talking to Disney about returning, and proof of these talks has already materialized. As reported in my last pop culture breakdown, Disney officially uncanceled Gina Carano's episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls on Nat Geo. They're not connected, but it is a good sign. So this is true. They did this episode of Bear Grylls is now coming back, which is good.
Hello there. Happy Star Wars Day. Dropping a tip before bed. Have a great stream, Andy and Stormy.
Woo! Knock Shadow!
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you, my man. Always good to see Knock Shadow right back there. You see his name behind me. Right, boom, there. Knock Shadow on the wall. Always appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I appreciate it. But anyway, so look, I don't believe this. More proof is out there in the wild. Cara Dune toys are back. Fans have been tweeting out pictures of Cara Dune toys on the shelves of Walmart again. Andrus is saying that Gina's petition towards Disney. Look, I just don't. So he's just saying a source is telling him this. And then apparently Gina tweeted this. Start making room for what you prayed for because it's on the way. She's just talking in general. That's the type of stuff she posts. That's not like you prayed for me to be on Mandalorian and coming back. This is a stretch. I don't see how Gina can come back. She didn't apologize. Disney doesn't take back people like they did with James Gunn, but because he kissed the ring, he apologized. And, he did the apology tour and came back. Stormy, do you really think Disney's going to, after what they just did and made all that noise, they're just going to be like, you know what? You don't need to apologize. Come back.
No, because she did not bend the knee. If you don't bend the knee in Hollywood, they're not going to take you back. They're not. So she didn't do that. So I really do see this as not even a pinch of salt. It's like just, when you season your food, there's a little bit of sprinkles on the the side. That's how much you should give this story. Just a little bit of the flakes
like
that are on
one sprinkle, one
sprinkle,
grain
one
of
little
salt,
thing.
grain of salt.
Yeah, 1 grain, because this proves nothing. It's just basically a clickbait at this point. And how dare they ruin this day with that news? Like that is just.
And it's just frustrating because there are people, drunk C-3PO and others, who like have had dinner and like know Gina. Like there are people who actually have direct knowledge with her. So I'm sorry, I believe them over I would believe Doomcock's sources on this one. It just seems like a weird thing to go off on. I mean, what's so frustrating is people like this can put that out there as well. Take it with a grain of salt. It may not happen. And then when it does, they get to take credit, just like We Got This Covered does, and say, told you. Even though he's admitting he doesn't know.
Yeah, he's admitting that it's
shots
hearsay.
at goal, and then eventually sometimes they hit. Just like there were 3 different cuts of Rise of Skywalker that they were test screening. Everyone forgets he was out there saying that bullshit, which was... there was the Lucas cut. Come on, that's ridiculous. They didn't have time to do 3 cuts, let alone a Lucas cut. Insane.
That's what I just don't understand. It's just like, why does he speak? Just I know why he speaks, but still, just like, why? It's just like I hate these things where it's like you don't really. It's a hearsay thing. It's not even any evidence or anything like that. You don't have anything to back up your story. You're basically just saying, "Oh yeah, this is what I heard." That's it.
And it frustrates me because it's like his sources are just emails that come in, and that's what they are. And then there's been a
probably
whole bunch
from
of
a Nigerian
I've gotten into YouTube fights or Twitter fights like, oh, well, your sources are better than my sources. They are. My sources are better than your sources because I have real sources in there and they're not anonymous emails. Those, sure, you could say they're same things, but when you have to say, take this with salt, I'm not sure, not a good source. When I can go out and say, I can confirm Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming into Spider-Man, good source. You know what I mean? Like there are ways to sort of prove that a source is better than other sources. So, look, I don't care. Doomcock, do whatever you want, but it just frustrates me that there's people out there that don't understand. Like when he says take it with a grain of salt, take it with a huge grain of salt because he's guessing on a lot of this shit. Sometimes he gets them right, just because if you bet, if you take enough shots at the goal, one time you'll get it in the bullseye.
This is true.
I would love for Gina to come back. My kids loved her character beyond all the stupid, dumb shit people are getting transfixed about her that are unfair. It's untrue and unfair. I'd love to have the character back. I think she was a fun character. So it's sad it's gone. All right.
Nigerian prince. That's the kind of emails he gets from the Nigerian prince telling him these things. I'm telling you.
It seems like, I guess, but he has more views. Maybe I should just go there, Stormy. Should we just make up let's just make up a rumor right now. Daisy Ridley's coming back. And
there you go.
No, it's a terrible rumor. I don't even want to. I'm bad. I'm too sick. All right, should we take another call, Stormy? We can tease. We'll do a nerd calls because tomorrow night we'll do nerd therapy, but tonight we'll just do nerd stuff.
Yep.
We have a few on deck. What's up? Victor's on deck, and then Tyler, and then Anthony. But Victor, are you there? As you make sure when you guys come in, set your audio, turn it on, and then turn off the YouTube audio. And while
yes.
There you go. Victor, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me properly?
I hear you. What's up, dude?
What's going on? Happy May the 4th, of course.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes,
Happy
indeed.
May the 4th.
Indeed. Speaking of Star Wars, I got one question to ask you guys. I don't know if you played any of the Star Wars games or not, but if you have, which ones are your favorites?
Star Wars what?
Game.
Oh, Star Wars
If you
games.
played one.
Have you played the game, Stormy?
I did Force Unleashed.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't really enjoy that.
Yeah, as shocking as it may be, that's one of the only ones I have never played in my life. That's shocking.
There's 2 of them, right? Or is there a third?
Yeah, there's Force Unleashed 1 and there's a Force Unleashed 2.
I played the first one, and it was a blast. Getting to be a bad guy. And then there's a level you're Darth Vader. Oh, my God. That was just a joy to play.
It's always fun to play with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's
a funny story because we went out over the summer to do like a vacation, even though we were on lockdown, but we got like an Airbnb somewhere just so we could get out of our house and stayed in another house. But like we thought, you know what, let's do it since the kids have been doing nothing. So we went to this Airbnb. They had a pool, so it was like, cool, we can go swim and have fun in this house. And then they had an Xbox there with Force Unleashed, and I ended up playing the video game for like 2 of the days. Everyone was so annoyed with me, like, I gotta finish this level. Oh my God, it's so cool. It was my vacation.
It's highly addictive.
It was my vacation. They were all very nice to give me that time to do it. But I have to say, that was a fun game.
Yeah, that's what I said about Fallen Order when I got it after getting it. And it was like, yeah, as shocking as it may be. I don't know what people call it the Star Wars Dark Souls. I don't think it's that hard. And this is coming from someone who hasn't really played any Dark Souls. I don't know why people say it's really that hard. I could see why, but it's like it's not hard as I'd say it's compared to Dark Souls. But it's still, I'd say it's a fun game mainly because everyone's hype about, customizing your own lightsaber. Which color do you choose? I chose orange because orange looks unoriginal.
Of course. Yeah, well, also I think it's because people were finding it hard to navigate it as well as to control it. So I think that's also why they were probably saying that it was difficult or hard. It was probably because they were still trying to get, the navigation controls together.
The other game I have to throw out, which was on N64, I remember, was Rogue Squadron. So I saw some people in the comments talking about it too.
Yes.
You can get it on the PC, right? I think, but also on Nintendo 64. That was a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that part. Patty Jenkins making the movie now, based slightly, loosely based on the games. But that's another one I have to say. Who could be good? I like it.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that movie.
Another one I like to point out that I played a lot when I got it on the PS2, the classic Battlefront 2. That one was fun.
Yes. I didn't really play it that much. My nephew did, but I did see it. It was pretty fun when I was seeing him play it. I just never got a chance to play it.
You missed out, Stormy. Especially when you got the chance to play as good guys versus bad guys on Mos Eisley. That was the funnest game mode.
Of course. So do you like any of the movies?
Well, which ones are you talking about there?
Any one of them. You can pick any of them.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about if you're referring to which era. If you're talking about the original.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter. It's whatever what you like.
Yeah, okay. So, as shocking as it may be, I actually liked, well, not too shocking, but of course I really liked The Force Awakens when it first came out. I didn't really like the other two afterwards. I liked Rogue One. I didn't think Solo was that bad, honestly. It just left a lot of questions after watching it. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing. And I don't remember too much of the prequels, so it's been a while since I watched them. Of course, you gotta love Return of the Jedi. I'd say it's one of my favorites. Definitely.
This is true. Yeah, that is a good movie. I have to agree. I do like Rogue One. Force Awakens was good. I ignored the other two that came after that. But I don't speak of those other two at all.
A lot of us don't.
I forget they existed.
Final word, Victor. Anything else you want to add on this 4th of May?
I like to say to everyone, including you guys, may the Force be with you always.
May the Force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Blasphemy! Blasphemy, sir! How dare you?
May the Force be with you.
Yeah.
I know.
I like them both. I like Star Trek too. What can I say? Thank you, my man, for calling in. Always good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on again.
Stay tuned. We got my man from Collaborative Giwi Studios, Tyler, in the building. What up, Tyler?
Hey, guys. Happy May the 5th.
Is it May the 5th? Oh, by you.
It's May the 5th in New Zealand. Yeah. Star Wars Day was yesterday. I slept in accidentally and missed it.
Oh my
So I'm celebrating it with you guys in America.
Perfect.
Still got a couple more minutes. You got 20 more minutes on this time zone, and then you got 3 more hours in LA. So
sweet.
Lewis's show will it'll still be May the 4th when you go on Nerd Report too.
Okay, sweet.
What's up with you, man?
I'm good, man. I've actually been making some little Star Wars stop motion movies recently, Star Wars animated movies recently with the toys.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I actually have a picture. I'll chuck one up as my background. Give me a second. But I want to ask you guys, how do you guys think The Last Jedi advanced the story in that Star Wars trilogy?
Advance the story?
Advance the story, because the only way I can think of is they killed off Luke Skywalker.
I mean, look, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil. Plug, best movie ever. But,
For those who haven't watched it yet,
it's fun. Go check it out. But I think it's my last point. I would argue my last point answers that question a bit because you couldn't get there without the point. Look, the answer is Kylo Ren. I feel like there are things Kylo Ren does in Last Jedi that help him in Rise of Skywalker. Now, does that make it work and make it amazing? No. But I'm saying to get to where they got in Rise of Skywalker, if I'm being positive today, Rise of Skywalker, or Last Jedi helps you get there. And I think also, there's not much else. It's really rough. I mean, you get Luke. Luke shows up, thank God. I mean, Luke being a hermit was Lucas's idea. So anybody who's pissed about that, like, that was always sort of the plan for him to go be a hermit and give up on it. That was from Sir George. So Ryan was taking that from him. So you got Luke. Yeah. It wasn't a good version of Luke, but and you got Leia in space. No, that was awful.
Yeah, that was truly awful.
Come on, the casino planet is great, right? And Rose. Too.
You're really struggling, dude.
Yeah, Last Jedi is rough. I like. Here's what I liked, but the problem is they didn't commit to it. I liked that I liked that Rey was a nobody. I actually really liked that. I didn't need her to be really Palpatine. Well. I thought that was just complete bad force correct. Get it? Of course.
Weekend at Bernie's home. Sorry.
Force.
Sorry. Every single time I see him on that little thing, like, just hovering above, I just think of Weekend at Bernie's. I am sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm so confused how it's Weekend at Bernie's, but all right. I was going to say there's so much that just becomes a forced course correct. Forced course correct. Get it?
Yeah.
But look, it's a tough movie. They're both tough movies. I don't know. I mean, I liked that she was a nobody, and I liked that they killed Snoke, and there was an opportunity of them sort of joining the dark side together. Both of those things went out the window. But they do address sort of Rey and Ben sort of comes together, and it's I guess works. But,
I haven't watched the Bad Batch yet, but do you guys think that the girl might be Palpatine's granddaughter and Rey might have a sister?
Oh my God. Anything's possible.
Not sure you guys can see this also this little thing I did.
That you made that?
That's nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And it can ship.
I wouldn't be surprised. Disney Star Wars sucks now, but Filoni's involved. I don't think he would let that happen. You one would hope.
You'd hope not. If Filoni lets something like that happen, then I have no faith in Star Wars.
But if they had made, if they had killed Snoke, and that had been sort of like the Emperor that seemed like scary and it wasn't, and then Kylo Ren became the new Emperor, that would have been cool.
Oh, exactly. I like my perfect vision for Star Wars would have been Rey. Now, I'm a bit of a Reylo, to be honest. I'm just going to say it.
What is that?
Rey, I don't know. It's just someone who wants Rey and Kylo to get married and rule the galaxy, I guess. That's sort of what I... Yeah, well, that's sort of like my perfect ending to that trilogy, after The Force Awakens, I sort of like had this thing. Oh, look, Rey and Kylo, they could fall in love with each other and bring balance back to the galaxy, good and light, bringing back balance, it makes sense, not Rey killing off Kylo or something, and Kylo turning back into being like, those stories make no sense. Like, Disney's just like, here's a couple doodles and stuff. Palpatine, let's bring him back. Okay, Kylo, let's kill him off. Harrison Ford, let's get him. Let's give him a chunk of money. Rey, you're now Palpatine's offspring. Okay, sweet. Let's make this. That's what that film was.
All three of those movies were good. How can I put it nicely? All three of those movies did not go together. It's like you would not see that's a complete story right there. It's like I see them as three individual movies, not even like a trilogy.
Completely agree.
And so the last Jedi, I have a hard time even saying that name. That broke my heart completely. Visually beautiful.
Everyone.
Yeah, visually beautiful movie. I love the scenery. I love the everything they did. I do like it. Visually it was. Yeah. They didn't really have a great storyline because I was just like, okay, they weren't really talking. It was more visual than anything else. I was like, what the heck happened to? So then, when the last one came out, The Rise of Skywalker, it's like he tried to push in a bunch of fan service into there where it just didn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, here's the funny thing about The Last Jedi. The special effects budget, just going back to special effects and stuff, like the practical effects that they did in that film for The Last Jedi, they had double the amount. So they spent, I think, twice as much money for Last Jedi than Force Awakens and Rogue One combined.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
Yeah, because Ryan and the creature department was like, Ryan, you're overdoing this. We don't need this. This doesn't bring anything to the story. And Ryan's like, Let's do more.
Let's insert a casino scene that makes no sense whatsoever. We're just like, why the heck did they stop there?
Hey, it has Benicio del Toro in it. Hey, it's got to be great if he's in it, right?
Yeah, he makes everything great. I mean, he does kind of, but
with his ADHD.
And then, oh my god, he has a phasma thing. Oh my god, there's so much that.
What was he thinking? Before this Disney trilogy, people could actually talk positively about Star Wars.
Now it's like, it's really sad and bad when Star Wars to even get on the set, actors would be like, oh, just put me as a clone. Just put me as a stormtrooper. That's all I want to do. You can put me in a helmet. I don't even need to be on the face. I just want to be on the set.
And now no one wants anything to do.
They don't want to touch it. And it's like,
no, it's the plague. It's the plague.
Yeah, it's like, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, you have to realize that your storyline was bullshit. I'm sorry, it was. And it didn't make any sense. The Force Awakens, you basically brought the originals back just for fan service, but you put them in the background and you didn't even make sense with their storyline.
The minute they didn't go and put Harrison, Carrie, and Mark in the same room, screw Disney.
Yes, exactly. It really did. And I was just like, okay, so they're just sucking at the teat of Star Wars. Okay, fine. They're just milking the cow. I was like, I get it. I understand, but I don't like it. I was like, I'm not going to give you my money. No. So
none of us were. No, it was just a shitty franchise overall, and
I think
Lucas.
They had look. There was ways to fix it. We've talked about this, but I don't want to keep shitting on it.
They just need to retcon it like they did with everything else they've done with Disney.
But I think you said it, Tyler. It's like, it's weird because I remember fighting this back in the ScreenJunkies days. Like, I had a guy who came on and talked about, like, we got to have the gang back together. I wanted them on one last adventure. And I was like, no, bring us new characters, start new. And I stand by that. But now in seeing it, the fact that they didn't give us one moment of them together in the whole trilogy was such a missed opportunity. Like, I didn't need a whole movie with them doing crazy. But the fact that we didn't get to see Han, Luke, and Leia one more time together, even
they
in this
had
one
so
moment,
many chances.
It was so stupid. And JJ had that opportunity and he just whiffed it. And so
same with Ryan.
Yeah, it was super sad that they. I don't know. I mean, they saved. I understood why they saved Luke, but the fact that Ryan then, who had the opportunity to keep Luke around, at least have Luke and Leia together. It was so frustrating.
It's the same thing as like them with Dustin Diamond or something on Saved by the Bell. Like he died. He didn't get the chance to go back with the rest of the gang for the reboot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to blame Ryan because it's like I think it was Mark even threw Ryan under the bus to admit when he was reading, he's like, I can't just ignore Chewie. I think it was what it was. Or was Art? He's like, I would never Luke would never do that. I have to take a moment. And the fact that they just were writing it and didn't understand little things it just all shows that it was just it was a problem from the beginning. And then what's saddest to me is one of the other big things that Colin Trevorrow got shafted. He was a fan, and he got stuck with that last version, dealing with JJ and what Ryan put together. And
that man
he
is
figured
smart.
out he did it. He did a version, and I know people are like, dude, it would have been good. And they just completely were like, see ya, shit on it.
But Andy, I think we all need to agree that Colin was very smart leaving that franchise when he did.
I mean, sure, you could argue that, but I think he would have at least hit the landing a little bit better than JJ did, if we're being honest.
I'm not sure. I think whatever way you were going to do it, The Last Jedi just left everyone in such a difficult position. Like, it was Disney. This is Kathleen Kennedy and Disney. Like, they're going to make the same decisions. They've made the same
I think we lost Tyler.
Tyler's frozen.
Decisions throughout since they started.
Edit. Can I large fry shake burger cheese? I think it's dead. Tyler, I love you, but we lost you. Gotta pay for the Wi-Fi. You guys give me too much super chats. You gotta pay for your better Wi-Fi. We lost.
I think Tyler froze completely.
Yeah. He's out. We have another guest though. What's up? Love you, Tyler. You can try back in a bit. It's too hard to hear you. What's up, Anthony? Are you there?
Yo, what's up? It's me, Tony.
Yeah.
I was super chatting you earlier, bro.
What's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the support. And
Good to see you.
for being here, Tony. What's going on? How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I finished my Lego UCS R2D2 that came out for May the 4th this morning. So did that.
How long did it
Watched
take
the
to
Bad
build?
Batch. What'd you say?
How long did it take to build?
I got it on Sunday.
No, but
I built most of
how
it.
long did the build? You did it in like a day?
Not long.
Okay.
Like a couple hours.
Oh, cool.
So I'm sitting in the dark here, but my room is like fucking filled with just Lego Star Wars primarily.
Do you have the Death Star?
Yeah.
Wow.
Got the UCS Millennium
You have the Falcon? Wow, yeah, that's a good one.
Downstairs
Holy shit.
in the living. My parents let me put it in the living room.
Do you glue them?
That's how cool it is. No, I don't glue them.
That's risky. If they fall, you're fucked.
Yeah, but
I have a Lego Simpson house. Right.
I have that too. Yeah.
That was really fun to build, and I have the Ghostbuster car. And I got the Quickie Mart, and then I was building the Quickie Mart. I was like halfway through, and then I got canceled. Went through a divorce, and somehow it got thrown into a box, half built. And I have it, but when I went to try to like just getting the energy to go do it, because that's a task to build one of those houses and have it all organized.
Right.
I realized some of it fell apart, and I was just like, it's like, where do I start? How do I? So I've avoided it, but I still
that's
have it.
money, dude. The Quickie Mart and the Simpsons house. That's money, dude.
They're worth money now.
Yeah, there's a whole just like you'd be surprised, man. Legos are weird, dude.
Yeah,
all
dude,
these
they weren't cheap when we bought them.
No, but now they're like money.
All right, well, good to know. Maybe I'll just sell the
Yeah.
Quickie Mart. At some point, I'm going to finish it and put it up there because I want to. I was so close.
It's cool.
But when it falls apart and you got to go back and figure out, well, shit, what am I missing? It makes it much more stressful. But anyway, what did you want to ask about? May the 4th be with you today. What did you want to ask us when you're? It looks like you're in a Jedi robe. I love it. What do you want to talk about?
Oh no, I'm just in a hoodie. No, I guess like my question would be, I feel like they're gonna go towards these TV shows, right? So I feel like right? Do you guys think the TV shows could really be like the Cassian Andor thing looked cool at the featurette thing that they had going on? Like, do you think they really could do something with these? Because it looks like I've been thinking about it. It looks like the two Marvel shows that kind of came out this year they're not, the general consensus, I guess, is that they're not that great.
Of the two Marvel shows aren't great. I mean, they did huge from according to Disney. We'll see.
Well, like critically.
I feel like they did what they wanted, but I mean, what's the question again?
Like, do you think there's a real future for the Star Wars shows?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Mandalorian is their biggest show still, but will people care as much about the New Republic show and what? I don't know. I think Obi-Wan is going to be an interesting one. Ewan McGregor's a big star. I think he's a draw. People are going to be, and with Anakin coming back, I think Darth Vader, that's having Darth Vader in a show will make people intrigued. So, yeah, I think that'll work. But it'll be interesting to see how the other ones do if people really are connecting all the spin-off shows. I don't know.
Right.
I feel like Mandalorian, they should have gotten Mandalorian book version 3 up quicker than the Book of Boba Fett. I'm not as interested in the Book of Boba Fett. I didn't find Boba Fett to be that much more interesting when we saw him. It was cool to have him
He kind of
back.
disappeared into the background, if you noticed.
He's looked
some
a
of the
little out of shape.
episodes.
He looked old and out of shape. It was just like kind of like, I'm good. I don't need more of this. It was cool to have him there, but it just felt like, personally, I don't know. I don't know if I need to see all that. So the one I'm excited for is Obi-Wan, and I'm excited for Mandalorian to come back. And I think Ahsoka could be interesting. That could be a fun place to go to. Stormy, what about you? Are there any of the Star Wars shows you're actually excited for?
No, not a lot of them. I'm being honest. And like, yeah, I'm the reason why I'll be honest as to my love hate right now when it comes to Disney. Once they went ahead and Lucasfilm was bought by Disney, and then I think it was in 2016 whenever they said, hey, we're just going to go in and forget Legends, we're doing away with Legends, and we're going to do nothing but canon, and we're going to do nothing but this story, and forget the actual original story. That actually broke my heart, because I was just like, okay, so we're supposed to forget all of what we know, all the books, all the comics, everything. So basically we're supposed to just go with the BS that you're feeding us right now and not try to question it. And so I really had a problem with that. And then when I started seeing what they did with the new trilogy they had, that broke my heart. Mandalorian, I did like it. I did like it. And so I am, I have really high hopes for that. The other shows is just like, the Bad Batch right now. It's like, again, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, I did enjoy it, but still. And so one thing I really wanted them to do was the Knights of the Old Republic is what I wanted them to do. That is the one that I was actually looking forward to. And so, but the other ones, I mean, I can give or take. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, I am interested to see that because they're actually bringing back, Hayden Christensen for Darth Vader, for Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to see that. So I guess I am looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi one.
That seems to be the big one that everybody.
And Andor, I'm interested to see that one as well. Again, I'm just really cautiously optimistic because of the fact that they're having a new storyline and they're doing away with the legends. So I have a really hard time of processing of like, okay, they're changing characters, they're changing backstories. And so I have to forget what I know.
Right.
So, yeah, that's my only thing. Sorry, that was my soapbox rant.
No, that's why we will ask. Yeah, look, I think Star Wars is in a place where it's like they would benefit having, like, Mandalorian was really great because it built up its own thing. Like, my kids could watch Mandalorian and enjoy it and not have to know anything else about Star Wars. And I think that was very smart of them to start over in a way of, like, while still connecting it so the super fans could be connected because there's a bunch of, oh my God, that's that and that's that. But someone who knew nothing about it could start watching and sort of enjoy it. Or maybe have seen the movies and sort of enjoy it. And I think they'd be remiss if they don't keep that in mind to do some more, like, these are shows that don't require additional viewing. Like, give us, Marvel's the same thing. Like, I want standalone stories. I don't need everything to be connected. It's nice when it does. But I think we're building too deep of a hole where it's like, how do you get new viewers in? How do you not have fatigue? What show is this, this stretched? It's like, it's crazy. So, or it's like one show, like ER is on for 15 years, 24. Like, I get that, but it's like, my God, it's just, we're starting to get so sprawled out. I'm concerned about that, where it's like, it'd be nice to have a Star Wars show that's not based around shit we know. Just give us a cool new drama in the universe of Star Wars with people we've never met by a new artistic visionary writer, and let's see what that is. I think people would be open to it because it's going to say Star Wars, a new visionary. If you got a cool filmmaker to do it, and a good story, we're gonna want to watch more. And then you're creating more IP instead of just constantly regurgitating and more Boba Fett's and more Clone Wars, and it's like, oh my God, how much more can we do of the shit we already have?
Right.
Give us some new universes or we're gonna die.
I tell you. Sucking out the teat. That's all they're doing. They're just milking it for all it's worth. And so I agree with you completely, Andy. It's like, if they wanted to go ahead and do away with Legends and they wanted to do away with all that storyline, that's fine. Then you need to create your own characters, your own universe at that point. Create something that the new fans will actually, like, and they'll invest time in. But when you bring it back old characters or characters people have already invested a long time in, you can't blame them for basically comparing it to the original or comparing to what they already know. I mean, you got to just create something new. But Disney, I think, is too scared to do that in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
Mandalorian,
though, proved you can.
Yeah.
Like,
but
if you have the content.
I don't know what you guys know about, obviously you guys probably know a little bit more than I do, but I heard that season 3 is going to be like about the siege of Mandalore.
Well, that's what it seems like they're
and that
teasing.
just seems like people that are just, obviously I'll watch it, but regular people are just like, I was at some guy's house the other day and he was like, I'm not, like, that's too much work for me.
Right, because it's all Clone Wars shit where you have to go back and understand. I'm with you. Like that, I mean,
so it's
a
kind of
lot of homework. And that's my
You,
point
like,
of like it's
Grogu's not coming back, right? Like
correct. They're gonna go in Bo-Katan, and we're gonna go get the sword
Right.
and the dark saber, whatever.
Moff Gideon's gone, basically,
I don't
right?
know, man.
Like,
It's a weird place they're going. They had something cool going on with Mandalorian as a bounty hunter, exploring the galaxy with Baby Yoda. They could have kept going on that probably another couple seasons before going there,
Right.
but it sounds like they need to interconnect everything, and they need everything to feel Marvel-y, and that's the problem. I worry even Marvel's going to start feeling too much. You're going to be like, Jesus, it all has to connect. Like it's too much of a puzzle. So we'll see. James, I saw your scoop, or I didn't mean to ignore it, but James Ward is the king of Star Wars scoops. You need to get him on, Mr. Signore. I think I tried it, or is he the one who they tried to cancel, or? He's like people don't like him. I don't know. I got no issues with him. But I think I've talked to him before. But yeah, message him. Tell him to come on. But thank you, James. Sorry I missed that earlier. Anybody else sending over chats? I appreciate it. It helps go. We got about 15 or so, 20 minutes before as we hang out here. Thank you, Anthony. I got a couple more calls on deck.
For sure, dude.
Appreciate you calling in. Always good to talk to you, man.
Peace out.
May the 4th be with you. Bunda. That was for you, Bunda. So I know Bunda loves that. All right, we have Muddit and that Junkman on deck. Let's see. And if anybody else wants to get in quick, hurry up. Or if you donate, that'll get you in Fast Pass style. But we got Muddit. What's up, Muddit? Are you there?
How's it going, guys?
I hear you.
Hello.
All right, Andy. First of all, how are you feeling, man?
I'm
recovered
impressed I made it this far. Given on my cough, but I did it. I got to sit, got a lot of water, got my Luden's cough drops. I'm blowing my nose in between shots when you guys are talking. So I'm thank you everybody who's showing support tonight while I'm here under the weather. But thanks for asking, man. What's up with you? What do you want to ask? May the 4th be with you, Muddit.
May the 4th be with you. So it's tangential to Star Wars, but it's related to Kevin Feige, so I think it connects.
He's gonna make a Star Wars, so there you go. It works.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this growing contingent of fans who've started to think that Kevin Feige is the reason that Marvel's probably going down the drain? Like,
I mean, from the SJW standpoint?
From all standpoints, even from stories, the quality of stories is much worse since Infinity War.
Look, I don't think Kevin Feige is like the definitive person on how to tell story. I don't see any proof of that. He had good writers and people who helped him write good stories, and he was a good producer, overseer of connecting all the stories. He definitely was a visionary that I give so much credit to, but the dude also made Fantastic Four, right? He produced and was involved with some bad Marvel movies before they hit their stride. And we all have stinkers, like I get it, but I think at a certain point, look, no one is too big to fail. It is a lesson everyone learns. Everyone thinks they're going to just always be there forever, but no, everyone gets too old, or they lose their looks, or they stumble out and get a bomb, they get called out, whatever it is. At some point, the Marvel thing will falter a bit, just like Star Wars did. And I think he'll get knocked down a couple pegs. But look, I think he's done too much. He's made too many movies. I don't see how he can really how he could fuck it up. But it's possible.
They're fucking up quite a lot, in my opinion.
No, but I'm just saying from a standpoint of not being able to, I mean, he's making money. As long as you make money in Hollywood, you get to do whatever the fuck you want. If you bring in the $1 billion grosses, they don't give a shit. And you can say Kevin Feige sucks, but he'll be laughing all the way to the bank. You know what I mean? It's like once he starts losing money, that's when it actually means something.
But I definitely think that there's a lot of credibility to the arguments that Kevin Feige has been able to push out people like Jon Favreau and Joss Whedon from Marvel, and then since then he's been the face of Marvel. He's been pretty successful in that, and therefore now he can put his agenda and his stories that he probably doesn't completely understand. Maybe it was Jon Favreau and Joss Whedon who were adding the depth to the characters all this time, and then the Russos came in, and now they've left. So it's like no one apart from Feige understands the characters, and maybe Feige's understanding is not the best.
I don't believe Favreau and Feige have that big of a falling out. Honestly, I think
Just like pushing Favreau out of like the Marvel universe. Not.
I don't
maybe
believe he
having-
pushed him out either. I believe Favreau just got fed up with the Iron Man 2 story, which I would have too. Like there was too much world building, but at the end of the day, Favreau's going to step back and go, well, shit, he was right. And now Favreau's doing a lot of what I think Feige did for Star Wars. So I don't know. I don't know if that's, but like Joss Whedon is another one where it's like, it was the same problem with Ultron where it just fell to shit. Russo's left on good terms. But yeah, no, look, I'm sure there's some skeletons in Feige's creative closet of people who just sort of are frustrated with him or had the gig and didn't or whatever. You know, there are definitely some moments of it, but look, I think right now the fact that he wouldn't put Doctor Strange in because he's a white guy is so stupid. It sounds so stupid. That kind of shit is not going to help him.
Broke me. I was so glad you decided to do a call-in today because when that story broke, I was like, oh my God, like I thought initially that, you know, maybe they're just making stuff up, but that story just, oh, it's all true, man. Feige is the cause of all this.
Well, it's just so, it's like, you're as a white guy, I can't stand hearing a white guy say, oh, well, the white guy can't do it. It's like, dude, you're a white guy. You're just overcompensating because you know you're a white guy in charge of it all. So now you like want to keep your job. So you're saying that to sort of because it's what you have to say right now. But hello, Mr. White Guy, what took you so long if you really believe it? You know what I mean? So that it's just hypocritical to me. Like I just don't believe him. So for him to go do that and blame it on that is just so, and it's just so stupid because it's like, no, dude, he's the Sorcerer Supreme. Like you don't even understand your comics if you don't understand why Doctor Strange should have been there. Like they're in a friggin' movie together. Like what are you fucking talking about? So yeah, like I think he's having some missteps, but he's at that place where it's like Marvel is the shit. Look, they're gonna make tons of money. I think if we hadn't had the pandemic and Black Widow had come out, etc., like you might have saw a stumble because of the fatigue. But I think the fact that they just got a year off to creatively like juice their stuff a little bit longer, and this phase I think was a little underwhelming for a lot of people to begin with, and now we just want content so desperately. I think that helped them tremendously. I think we're gonna want like these Marvel movies and Marvel content more than maybe we would have had there been more competition, just because we haven't had it for a while. So look, I think he's gonna have a tough time. And then by the time Thor and Guardians 3 and Black Panther 2 and all that shit, Fantastic Four comes out, dude, come on, you know there's gonna be good. They're gonna hit him out of the park and make tons of money. So I don't see how he can fall.
Okay, I mean, he is fallen for me a lot. Like Marvel was supposed to be here, and just over the past like WandaVision and even Endgame has so many problems with it in terms of time travel.
Dude, the MCU has so many problems if you really step back as a nerd.
Well,
Come on.
My
like,
thing
what are
is,
you talking about? If you done like Endgame, but you're gonna give a pass to Thor, Ant-Man. Come on, there's a lot of missteps. Guardians 2 has missteps. Come on. Iron Man 3 is garbage.
Hear me out. I definitely feel that there are some individual stories have problems, but the connectivity of the universe was pretty consistent up until Infinity War. Then they decided to Black Panther. I don't get why Black Panther gets so much credit because according to Marvel, Wakanda let slavery happen. But people still want to rally around it. And yeah, but that connectivity after Endgame has just fallen apart. Nobody has mentioned or taken the blip seriously in any of the movies or any of their content so far. There's like half the population of the Earth was missing for 5 years. And in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're like, oh yeah, you have no credit for the past 5 years. I mean, won't the banks and the government have made some certain processes for half the population that just returned? Like things like that, they were addressed before, but now they're just up in the air. Nobody wants to touch them.
I mean, you're telling me because they didn't solve the economic crisis after the blip in the MCU, you're having problems? I mean, that's such a
one example of the things that...
I mean, I don't know if your answer's right on that. How would they
addressed the way they addressed like the things in Ultron in Civil War? And Civil War is my personal favorite movie from Marvel because they addressed the repercussions of Ultron, of New York, and of the individual movies. But right now, like the biggest thing in the history of the Marvel universe has happened, that half the population went missing for 5 years. And well, we've had 3 pieces of content come out since then, and nobody's addressing it. Black Widow should, in my opinion, it should have been a movie about her meeting Hawkeye for the first time, but apparently it's gonna be set somewhere in the middle of Infinity War.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Black Widow is one I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna watch it, but it's not what I'm so. Yeah,
So
no, look, the
there's
world
some
post
problems
blip
that
is
I
interesting,
have.
but we have more time to cover that. I think there's ways to potential. I don't feel like they've messed it up. Yeah, of course they've stumbled here and there. It's still better than a lot of shit out there. I mean, I think we're being spoiled. I don't think, even though I didn't like WandaVision, there were moments of it that were badass and creative. I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't love the last episode. It got a little preachy and whatnot, but I don't know. I think there's still been some solid moments. I enjoyed it as a fan, but could we get fatigue and could it collapse in itself? Absolutely. And it sounds like it did for you, but I think more and more as time goes, more and more people feel it.
I agree with you, but for me, it wasn't because of the fatigue. It was because the quality of story went down significantly.
I didn't think the Civil War story was as good as you do. That's my point. I think it gives I give Marvel like a. I don't think any of the. I think Winter Soldier was a cool story. Iron Man is a great fucking story. I don't know. I think Civil War was kind of silly. I still didn't. I don't know. I didn't buy the relationship with Tony and everything. That you killed my mom. I don't know. I didn't connect to me as much. I liked the airport scene. Like as a kid, I was like, yes, pew pew, pew 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 pew. You know, like that's what I wanted in these movies. And then holy shit, Spider-Man's here. You know, it was badass. But you know, these aren't Oscar-winning movies. Black Panther got nominated. That was again a good movie, good story, good standalone story too. But
I don't want to get into it, but I disagree. I'll just say that.
But that's the point, right? And so we can't agree. The only thing I can agree on is Kevin Feige failing. Is he making money? And he is. Okay. So to me, he's not failing. Whether you or I like it, it doesn't matter. If Kevin Feige's making money, ka-ching!
I'd buy that for $1.
That's all Disney cares about. And so until he starts making less money or the movies are bombing, Kevin Feige's not failing. He might be failing for you, but plenty of people will be eating up buying his dollars.
I think Steph would probably agree with me more than you are. But I don't know, like Stormy.
No, but it doesn't matter. You can't. Come on. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh,
it matters what the general public thinks.
It doesn't matter.
We're never all going to agree on a movie, ever.
Of course. And I don't care about it. They're just movies at the end of the day. But I think like plot is not given as much credit as it should. Like
no, but I'm arguing with you. Like it's never has. Like Marvel's had tons of bad plots before WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision wasn't great, but WandaVision also wasn't supposed to be the first show out. Pandemic has made a lot of things fucked up. It wasn't their plan.
Don't you think that addressing plot holes shows how much a writer cares about the story?
Dude, Endgame,
go out of their way
Endgame is filled with plot holes. But it's a fucking movie about superheroes. It doesn't. How on earth are you supposed to make that happen?
Endgame, and that's one of the reasons. Like time travel is completely bullshit in it. Not just scientific.
How is the quantum realm not bullshit? How I can tell you a million things that are bullshit.
If we accept there's something like a quantum realm, but
dude,
logically,
Marvel stepped into bullshit when Iron Man 2 created an element from his dad's diorama. So don't you come in here and tell me that the MCU is footed in reality when Iron Man 2 decided, F it, we're not going to have any reality.
You're misunderstanding my points, and I'm talking in the science of the Marvel universe.
Right, sure, which went out the door and when? Back with Iron Man 2.
I don't have a problem with the science in the Marvel universe. I have a problem that, like, the time travel plot in that movie doesn't make sense. I don't have a problem with the time travel aspect.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Okay.
In their timeline, it makes sense. That's how it works in their movie. You're going to tell me how it doesn't make sense? You're not in their timeline. You don't know what they did. How does making an element make sense in Iron Man 2?
No, okay, he made an element. Obviously you would need like a large hadron collider. You can't make an element in that.
Correct. That bothers me more, to be honest, because it makes him seem like an idiot. Like it doesn't make any sense. Time travel is just a sci-fi MacGuffin that it's like, all right, well, their timeline is what happens. And they're going to affect it, I think, in Loki. I think we're going to hear the repercussions of it in Loki with the time travel police and everything else that's going on. So, you can not like the movie all you want, but Endgame is filled with flaws that I'm just arguing the whole MCU has had. Why are you ignoring them?
I think the plot holes were addressed better in previous movies. Not all of them, but the writers showed a certain bit of care to, hey, we got to address that thing we left out. Like Iron Man 3, in Age of Ultron, there's a single line that says that Iron Man wasn't satisfied after blowing up all his suits, so he continued making them, and that like addresses a big plot hole why Iron Man is still in Age of Ultron, despite not being Iron Man after Iron Man 3. So it's not the best sort of plot, but it addresses the plot hole.
The hurdle you have is the time travel, but I think the Russos did that as a homage to the fans.
I don't have a problem with the time travel. I have a problem with the necessary logical progression of the story. That time travel, okay, you can do time travel. First of all, you have a time stone, so there's something else in the world that can help in time travel. That doesn't make sense. So if they had the time stone, I would be much more open to just time travel in general. But after that, like Captain America, he goes into the past. He could have stopped so many things from happening. Like I'm certain if he goes to the past, like he should have tried maybe killing off Hitler before he went out just to return the Infinity Stones.
But that would have changed. No, you don't fuck with time until half the world is taken away. That's clearly I got to be careful what I'm saying. I'm not comparing anything. It's all bad. But Jesus Christ, Thanos snapping off half of all the everything in the universe is about as serious as it gets, unless he's cutting out everybody.
Simpsons did an episode on time travel and how you do not mess it up. It's a ripple effect.
Back in time, just to whisper in Thor's ear, "Hey Thor, Steve, just be sure to go for the head."
Again, The Simpsons made an episode where it stated not to do that.
Well,
so you do not do that.
How bad could things get?
Right, but I love that Dr. Muddit is telling us how time travel works, Stormy.
Because of the did you not watch the Simpsons episode where they did this?
I know it rained donuts. It rained donuts, and everybody.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
Look,
exactly, sir. It gave us a whole episode of this.
But the fact that you're arguing how time travel works is so funny to me because it doesn't exist. Of course, it's not ever going to work. Time travel's always bad. What movie does time travel? What movie does time travel actually work well in?
Back to the Future has the really good time travel in it because they address that how things get screwed up in the future. Like,
how would the picture fade?
No, but even
the picture would fade. Come on.
Becomes like a single peak mall,
and then he comes back because George McFly punches, and now suddenly everything's better for him. It's so convenient.
Mm-hmm. And plus,
you give that a pass, though, right?
No, one thing we're missing is that chaos theory does not have, or butterfly effect does not have to work in the MCU. It's fiction, right? So
right. It's all fiction. It's all science fiction. Exactly.
So you can fictionicize the butterfly effect aspect as well, and be sure. Okay, if Thanos' head got chopped off just before the Infinity, maybe all the bad things would not have happened, because you are the writer. You don't have to, because science is out the window. So hey, we'll throw the butterfly effect out as well.
They made their own effect. That was the point of the movie. They made their own effect because it's a fucking science fiction superhero movie, and you're overthinking it. And it's been filled. It's been filled, Muddit, with terrible plot holes for years, and now you're pissed. Come on, what the hell, dude? Well, you don't understand my argument. Like how can that be the line? Well, you know what? The time travel to make it. Well, no shit. Of course, time travel never makes sense.
No, time travel makes sense in most movies.
Dude, it's not real.
Well, I'm talking about how you show time travel and the logical progression of the story after time travel has taken place.
It made sense to me. I understood what they did. It didn't make sense in the fact of like, well, my rules of time travel that I see in movies and everything else are sort of challenged. But in their timeline, in their movie, what didn't understand to you? They had to go get the coin. They got the gems, and then Steve had to go put them right back, and then that didn't fuck up the timeline. They even explain, like the ancient one sort of explains, like you got to do it right away, or the whatever blah 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 will affect everything. The reality is, by the time Steve puts it back, it all happened. It was went boop boop boop, and nothing changed.
Which is what Loki does with the Space Stone.
Right. Well, we're going to learn that in Loki, aren't we? You're jumping to conclusions to know that we don't. How do you know the time? They're not going to explain that with the time police or say, yeah, we had to go back and do this, this, and this because you guys fucked with the timeline. But hello, Muddit, you're not listening to me. What if Loki fixes that? And it's like, yeah, did you know how much you fucked up time and we just went and did all that? Would you feel better then?
No, because already so many events have taken place between now and then that it still doesn't make sense.
All right. Well, it's impossible. I don't know. I don't know when fucking Loki takes place. Loki will be taking place before WandaVision.
Sure. And the only thing that would make it correct is if Loki, at the end of the series, decides, okay, I've had enough fun with the Space Stone. I'll go back in time, even though he can't time travel. I'll go back in time to that exact moment and keep the Space Stone, return it back to the Avengers so that it goes back with Hydra. That would be the only way to fix it.
Great. Well, they might do it. So let's see if they do it.
Okay. Well, that was a weird tangent I did not want to go on, but
all I'm saying is the MCU is filled with plot holes, and it happened to me. Iron Man 1 is one of the ones where they ground in reality and it actually works, and then Iron Man 2 they just take a dump on the floor where they're like, oh, the old diorama. That's how I create the element. It's one of the worst points in the movie.
It's scientific
so
hole, but
bad.
It's probably not a plot hole for me. Like I define plot holes in a different way.
It's so stupid.
More logically.
Yeah, I will accept that creating a new element is possible in the universe universe.
Dude.
In someone's garage.
Whoa. Creating a new element by scanning Howard Stark's old diorama, which then is put into his future computer, which how would Howard Stark know to design it to read a computer in the future?
There are actual scientific stories or the stories of discovery that people have. Like they get inspiration, like Kepler. Kepler drew really good diagrams of what he believed the shape of the universe and the solar system would be, but it actually didn't get proven until relatively recently. So I can actually accept that maybe Howard Stern had a certain idea. He designed that park based on the...
Go watch, dude. Watch. You are way too forgiving for that scene. Go watch it again.
I'm not forgiving of that scene. I'm agreeing that there are plot holes, but they were addressed better than they are being addressed now.
Okay. Well, I can just say this. Okay, the Marvel invented the quantum realm in order to go ahead and put for the time travel and everything else like that. But when you're trying to do logical sense as to what actually happens in this world. Versus like what? Okay, but Muddit, hold on one second, sweetheart. But here's the thing, though. You're being too logical and not looking at it as that these are fictional characters, sweetie. This is not human being. This is not an actual science. This is not actual astronomy. This is not mathematics. You need to go into these cartoons and these superhero movies
exactly
again with that and turn off that logical side. You have to do that.
You have to be Spock.
Because if you're because you're gonna keep on going to this.
Too logical.
When I watch Austin Powers, I will definitely turn it off. But I think that the writers owe it to the story to...
Then you need to, I would suggest then you need to turn off the Marvel movies now. You need to turn off Star Wars. And you need to just stick with sci-fi.
Look
and
at
then
the end of the Dark Knight.
Go to only specific things. Yeah, it's like
Nolan's Dark Knight at the end, it gets so stupid. It makes no sense. The sonar thing and everything. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but dude, all these movies have ridiculous points in it. You gotta let it go. But when they introduce the quantum realm and time travel through the quantum realm and Pym particles, dude, I'm sorry. If you aren't accepting it at that point, then check out, because that's what the fucking comic books are all about. It's all science fiction superhero mumbo jumbo. It just doesn't make any sense that we're nitpicking how the time travel works.
We've gone around the same part 2 times, so I won't bring that back again. But like I said, I don't have a problem with the Pym particles.
Of course, he doesn't have problems with the things that don't exist. Just the thing, time travel, which also doesn't exist. Muddit, I love arguing with you, though. Very fun. You're the best.
Right.
May the force be with you, my man. Adios. Is he there?
Adios.
Right. May the 4th. Come on, give me a Vulcan. Hand
oh my
signal.
gosh,
There
blasphemy!
he goes.
Blasphemy, my friend.
Oh, you guys missed it. There he went. Yeah. All right, good,
All right.
my man.
Take care.
We got another one on here. What's up, Junk Man? Thank you for waiting for us.
Hey, I'm on.
You're on.
Everyone told me Popcorn Planet and Junkman would never team up together, and here we are.
What's happening?
Okay, nobody said that. But
I like your set behind you. You got a lot of cool stuff behind you, man.
Yes. I'm all about vintage toys usually, but
Yeah,
so you got
dude.
a lot of toys also.
I do. I got a lot of toys. It's becoming a mess. I'm gonna organize it at some point to be more.
Yeah,
less
mine's
less.
dusty, and I don't want to move everything and dust it.
That's the problem. And my lady walks in all the time like, honey, we gotta dust that. I'm like, I know, But it's so much work. There's so many figures.
Yep.
That's the
I
problem
look
with
at
these
every day, so-
collections, guys, ladies. You gotta dust it, or it gets. That's probably part of the reason I have this cough. But good to meet you, man. What's up, junk man?
Good to meet you.
What's
I was
going
on Poindexter's Lounge, and they were saying good things about you, and I saw you were live, so I said I'm going to come in and just say, hey.
He does not say good things about me. What the hell are you talking
He
about?
did. Honest with you, I was on his stream,
When was
and he
this, like
said
a
good
year
things
ago?
about No, Saturday night.
Wow, good for him, man.
Yeah. I don't know if it was true or not, but he said good things about you.
Well, I appreciate that. Then if he's saying I got nothing to say about him. He does do your things, man. Do your channels. But what's up? Got something you want to ask?
Nothing really. I was just gonna say hey and nice to meet you, and it's nice that somebody's not kissing Marvel's ass, because I've seen maybe 3 Marvel movies that I like, and everybody loves Marvel. They'll rag on Star Wars all day, but you can't say nothing bad about Marvel.
I will shit on Marvel, but I'm not going to shit on them just because they didn't get time travel right. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's about fucking science fiction mumbo jumbo. Of course, the quantum realm, PIM particles, but time travel's the line. I will defend that.
You gotta check your brain out when you buy that movie ticket.
Exactly, and I love that all of it paid off for the end of the end game to get on your right, on your left. Come on.
Yeah.
That moment was amazing.
I think I gave up. I ain't seen them all, so I didn't even see Endgame. So I'll take your word for
I'm
it.
spoiling it for you.
Infinity War was enough for me. I left after that.
The finale of Endgame to me was totally fun. But yeah, I know a lot. I have friends who hated it. They were just like, ugh, stupid. But look, Infinity War is a better movie. I will give them that.
I didn't like Infinity War at all.
Then you'll hate Endgame. Yeah, don't go do it.
Okay.
Check out.
Me and my son was like, no, we cut it off.
Yeah,
but I know I'm the oddball out.
That's sad because it really does. It brings a dude. Check out the finale. Come back. I can't believe it. It's give it a shot.
Yeah, I finished it the next day, but I just can't get into them. I didn't like Avengers. I hate Avengers 2. Iron Man I like. And there's a few others. I know I'm the oddball out when it comes to the Marvel movies. I'm just odd about that.
Well, hey, at least you're honest. That's all we can ask. What about Star Wars though?
New Star Wars, old Star Wars.
You tell me.
I like The Force Awakens. Last Jedi I'm okay with. I can watch it. The Rise of Skywalker I didn't like at all.
Yes.
There we go. It sounds like all 3 of us are in agreement.
Yeah, and Rogue One, I've seen it enough. I've seen it 3 times, and I felt like, I'm done with this. I don't need to see. I liked it, but I don't think I need to see it anytime soon.
Yeah, Rogue One's one of those I have to check again because I haven't loved it, but it's not as bad as I remember.
Everybody I know who likes it says Darth Vader, and it ends with a battle. That's all they like about it. It has no good characters.
It needed more Darth Vader. It definitely needed more Darth Vader.
They needed something.
I need it before I forget. I'm late on a couple of these chats. Hold on, bear with me, Junkman. Christopher, I wanted to thank again. I feel when Disney buys these franchises and morphs them, it fit Disney image instead of staying true to what made them appealing. Do you think they would have been better without Disney being in charge?
I'd buy that for $1.
I mean, it's so hard to tell, Christopher. I mean, because you got to remember Marvel. What was it? No, it was Paramount owned Marvel, which is crazy. Paramount had it, and now they could have had it on Paramount Plus. Would they have done it better than Disney did it? I don't know, man. Look, I love Disney World. I got no problem with Disney. I know everyone wants to just hate on the mouse and the corporate, but my kids love Disney. I love Pixar. I love the animated movies. I love going to Disney World. What can I say? My kid loves Mickey Mouse. Sorry, I guess I'm a corporate shill, but there's just something about Marvel being a Disney World is awesome. The fact that they get to build all the rides and make the Avengers Academy, sign me up. I'm on board. To me, it's a huge property that deserves the biggest budgets, the biggest studio to really give it its all, and I think Disney did that. Disney has put all its faith in there, and now they're investing in new shows and giving Feige all the control. So I think whatever studio just given Feige the control and had the money to do it was the best place for Marvel to go. So, now that doesn't always work out I mean, it's like now that they own Fox and now Disney owning Predator and all this shit, Alien, that's Deadpool. That shit sucks because Disney doesn't know how to handle all that stuff. There's a lot of Fox properties I think they're going to bumble. But as for Marvel and Star Wars, I don't fault them entirely because look, those are family brands. No matter what people want to say, they're going to make more money, and I think it's better off for family brands. Doesn't mean you can't do the one-off Logan and stuff, and I'd love a R-rated Star Wars. That would be sick. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with the family oriented. I just have a problem with the Disney sequel trilogy. That's my biggest problem, and they fucked it up. That's my only real major beef with Disney is the fact that they really muffed that up. So to answer your question there, Christopher, that's right. Orville Nation, thank you for the super chat.
I'd buy that for $1.
And then we had Delay Dino. If you're caught up on how the superhero stuff works, you're missing the point. The story itself is bad. Facts. Sorry, Muddit, but that exactly. There's a lot of bad story. I do like the MCU, but man, there's a lot of bad story that you're forgiving and forgetting and getting hung up in the sci-fi time travel. So thank you for that super chat, Delina Dino. And then Orville Nation, thank you again. Time travel does exist. I just returned from the year 2028, 3 years after Kim Kardashian and Kanye West buy Star Wars from Disney and finally provide fans with the best Star Wars ever. I do believe that. Kanye is a huge prequels fan. That's true. And then thank you, Orville. And then Mojo Jojo.
I'd buy that for $1.
Drew Skizzy got mad as fuck when we didn't take your side in the argument you just had. Sorry, Mojo and Drew Skizzy. Sorry, we didn't agree. I don't know which argument it was, but that was 3 minutes ago. I guess. About the time travel loops and stuff. Sorry, Drew Skizzy. You know I love you. The Zoom link's out there if you wanted to jump in quick. All right, but thank you. I want to make sure I got through all those chats. Back to you, Junkman. Anything else you wanted to add or mention?
I will say one thing about the sequel trilogy. I wouldn't be that angry at Disney if they just. I don't care if it wasn't any good. If they just planned it out, that's what I don't understand. How you can not plan it out? Just didn't make any sense to me. But
dude,
it is Disney.
That's the reason it fucked up. They did.
Yeah, I mean, even if they planned it and it fucked up, I would have said, okay, at least they tried. But
no,
go into it thinking
the fact that they seemingly started to plan it, and then because Last Jedi didn't do well, and everyone just lost their minds, they let's go back and go back. That to me was even more egregious because they just
that's why the Rise of Skywalker is really lost me on anything else. I didn't love the Last Jedi, but I could handle it. But I'll let you get out of here. I will plug thatjunkman.com. Check out, I just did a video on the Jedi that was murdered back in 1983. Some people might like that. And got to do a shameless plug. So
wait,
thank you. And
a Jedi that was murdered in real life?
Let me just tell you this real quick. There was a kid that befriended George Lucas, helped him write Return of the Jedi, and then it ends tragically. That's all. I'll tease that.
Dun, dun, dun. I love that.
Your video.
I think it wasn't today. I think it was Sunday because I do a video every day. So
I was just looking.
It's called Jedi.
I see you hustling.
Yeah, I got it too.
I got to respect the hustle. There he is. Look at the junk man over there.
Where's it at?
There you go. You're actually hustling.
Right there, the Jedi homicide. I'm surprised that story's not more well known. So.
Jedi homicide, tragic story of a Star Wars fan. Wow. All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah. So
look at you, man. And you got some hits. You're doing. Yeah, you got a lot of Star Wars. Good for you, man.
I appreciate
it. Junkman, nice. Popcorn Planet, finally connecting. We made it happen. You got a I got this.
We made
it. Good for you, my man. Good to meet you. Keep on trucking out there. I know it's YouTube, man. YouTube's brutal right now. It's killing us.
If I would quit getting those little, I don't know what to do. If it's kid friendly, it's no ads. If I cuss, it's no ads.
Yeah, it's
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's a tough one, but I see you. Look, you're doing it. I gotta respect anybody who's out there doing the grind. So good on you. That junk man. Everybody, check him out. Thanks for calling in. Stay tuned. Was this
okay?
Have you been watching before? Or is this the first time you sort of stumbled upon us?
Yeah, I get bored. I type Star Wars Live a lot, and then I say, "Oh, Poindexter Lay was talking about these guys. Let me come in and see what's going on." So I've been hanging out in the chat for a few minutes.
Good. Welcome to the chat and the channel. Good to meet you, my man. And stay tuned. Keep watching. Hit the subscribe.
I will do that. Okay. I'll see you. Thanks.
Catch you, man.
Bye.
Well, there you go, Stormy. Always nice when we get some new members into the chat.
Oh, yeah. It's always nice to do that. And a couple of the chats out there. A couple of the questions that have been asked. Now, I'm not saying what I was stating was not the fact that there is not mathematics in the Marvel universe. What I'm saying is where Muddit was coming from is he's coming from it from a point of view that it's a literal sense. He's thinking it's literally out there. What he's talking about is totally different from what y'all are talking about. So just wanted to clear that up real quick.
I missed who was talking about who, but yeah, I see Drew Skizzy just said though.
I'd buy that for $1.
He's saying that Mojo Jojo is his friend and lying. I took your side for Endgame and they got salty at me. Thank you, Drew Skizzy. I know we always got each other's back. Yeah, I don't understand. Look, I want a good for Mudded. I like a good argument. But I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't get it. I mean, sure, it doesn't make sense. Of course it doesn't make sense. But none of them MCU makes sense. Iron Man 2 is when everything shit was like, fuck it. Let's just do whatever the fuck we want. Who cares? And then with Whiplash and and even Black Widow doing crazy scissors kicks, it just started getting crazier and crazier. So of course how does Iron Man make all that shit? It doesn't make any sense. I know just because he's rich. Do you know how hard it would be to not only make the Iron Man suit, but make a robot that makes an Iron Man suit? I don't get it.
It's true.
Those are some advanced 3D printers. Really, really, really advanced 3D printers. But hey, whatever. Well, Tyler, what's up? You're back.
I'm back, yes. I'm back for a shameless plug.
Back, bitches. What's up?
I'm good.
You wanted to plug something?
Yeah. I want to plug my YouTube channel, if that's all right. Am I allowed
Oh my
to?
gosh, you finally got one.
I actually have had one all along. I just don't actually do streams and stuff on there as such. I do streams on my Facebook at the moment, really bad ones, but I actually do have a YouTube channel if I'm allowed to plug it.
No, go for it, man.
Okay. So it's Collaborative Kiwi Studios. Let me see if I can... We share our
That's what we
screens or
call that
something?
every time.
Pardon?
We call that out every time.
Do you?
When you pay, it says Collaborative Kiwi Studios.
Yeah, is it? Have you guys got it on there?
Hold on, I'm looking it up. It's a little long.
Yeah, I know. It's really long. Yeah, there's me.
There it
There's
is.
me,
35
Clever Kiwi
subscribers.
Studios. Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
There it is.
That's me. I have 35 subscribers. Yeah.
Grinding as well. Keep it up. You can watch his short films.
Exactly.
Iron Man
Nice.
versus Whiplash short film.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Look at this toy stuff he's making.
I made this when I was 8, so be warned.
Is that you?
That's me when I was 8.
You're Iron Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going way back.
We're going really
This
way
is you
back.
versus Whiplash. You were really into I love the clips on your
With the
suit.
tag sticking out as well. Yeah.
Damn, these are some stellar effects.
Yeah.
Did you do all this yourself?
I did, yeah.
Good for you, dude. At 8? Yeah, with a green screen and everything?
Yeah, this was using iMovie back in the day when it actually was popular and people didn't make fun of it.
I'm impressed, dude. I'm so glad we get to plug that. If you guys want to watch an 8-year-old
That is
Iron
very
Man,
nice.
Tyler, 8-year-old version of
Yeah,
Tyler. as Iron
I've
Man.
got stop motion Thunderbirds and everything on this, so there's lots
Dude,
of fun
you
stuff
posted
in
that
there.
3 months
All my
ago.
latest short films. Yeah, I did. I've been uploading all my old stuff and
I was
putting
gonna
like a collection there.
So confused. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Always happy to plug you, my man. Thank you for your support as always.
No problem.
Mojo Jojo just asked, who'd win in a fight, John Roca or John Campia? I mean, oh man, that's a loaded question. Look, my gut was saying John Campia, but John Roca, that dude's a psycho. But is he all bark and no bite? Have you seen the John Campia freak out? John Campia's freak out that's legit. I've been there. Look at this and tell me this guy wouldn't kick your ass. Hold on, where's the freak out clip? It's usually on here.
It's good to see your stuff is at the top.
I know. When you search John Campia, my videos are there.
What's up with Popcorn Planet?
Is this when he rage quits?
More actors need to know their place. You are a hired piece of labor to come in and perform a job that you are uniquely skilled to do, but they recognize that kind of stuff. It bothers me when I talented people who made that are petty and everything too, because she said something this dumb. Anyway, I'm a little bit bothered by this.
I can't find it. There's one where he just freaks out.
I feel like I should know these people, but I don't.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I've seen like
oh, here
one
it is.
John
Here it
Campia
is.
video.
Just a little bit. Okay, sorry guys. Just a little bit. Okay, sorry guys.
I love that one.
Just a little bit. Okay, sorry guys. Just a little bit.
I've been there.
Sorry guys.
Yep. So I don't know. Asking that, I think he's got it in him. I think he's got some that anger in him.
Yeah.
John Roca. I mean, he's a lot of bark, but I don't know if he'd have the bite. I think Campia might play a little dirtier, while Roca would just yell at you. So I'm gonna go Campia. I'm gonna give the edge to Campia.
Have you guys seen the Star Wars Campia thing where I think it was like, Sam Whitlock?
I don't know.
What's his name?
Chat, who do you think, Campia or Roca? Who would win the fight? Paul says Roca is willing to kill the homeless. Yeah, but he's all talk. Would he actually do it? Is the question, Paul.
Ooh, that is a question.
Would he actually? Because I thought about that, but then I was like, would he actually do it? He's willing to kill the homeless. He says that, but you think he really would go do it? He's also like, yo, Andy, I'll show up and cap you. Come on. You think he's really going to do it? I mean, I hope not. I should be careful here. He might show up at my house again. He did threaten me. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he'd do it. I feel like
Kevin Spacey.
Campia will come and fight you. That's a tough one. Campia or Roca, guys? Campia does some MMA stuff. Drew Skizzy's remind. I'm gonna stick with Campia. I think Campia would have. I think Campia's just been around the block more, just because Roca served and respect. I don't know. I think it's. I gotta go Campia.
I have nothing to add to this conversation. I have no idea who these people are.
Dude, I'm so proud of you for not wasting your life with either of those people.
I only know who John Campia is, and I couldn't really give a shit about either of the two guys.
There's a lot of people I don't know that they'll bring up names. I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And they'll start explaining. I'm like, don't care.
Same.
I was like, checked out.
Yep. Too busy looking at my Baby Yoda phone holder.
See, Roca, that's what it was.
Nice.
Roca was going to put a hole in me. I'm put a hole in someone. Yeah. Would he though? It's easy to say that, but would he do it is the question. Honestly, do you think he really would put a hole in somebody? I don't know. But anyway,
depends what type of hole.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum.
I got that.
Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum. And yeah, Capes and says Campy has a hot wife. So there you go. He'd be more. What does that have to do with anything? I don't think I was trying to run with that, but no. I got to go Campia. Anyway, thank you for that final question there, Mojo Jojo. As we wrap up, if anybody's got any other team ups you want us to answer, let me know. Otherwise, check out Collaborative Kiwi Studios. What's up? Good to see you, Tyler. As always, keep supporting.
And please hit that subscribe, people, for Tyler's channel as well. Let's get those subscribers back up for him.
And let's get Hugging the Cactus up as well for
Yes,
Stormy and I. Will
exactly.
be there over tomorrow. Hope to be there tomorrow night. Are you available tomorrow night?
Of course I am. You know that. And there was some questions that did pop up in the chat when people saw me pop up on here. I saw a couple of those questions, people. If you want to use a voice changer whenever you call in, you're more than welcome to do that. That is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Do you, Andy?
No. As long as they're serious.
You're more than welcome to do that as well. You don't have to use video. And yes, of course, the DMs that you guys do send me on Twitter, I will go ahead and share them with Andy, but please do not worry. We will totally block off your name, your username or anything like that. And
did we set up a Gmail yet?
Yeah, I sent it on the WhatsApp on you, so you can go ahead and just pick which one
Yeah,
you like.
I'll still look again, but yeah, I trust whatever. But that way we can just say it on the show.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I got a couple of them that I went ahead and just set up just in case. So just pick whichever one you like. But other than that, we'll just be blocking off the Twitter usernames and everything, just keeping it as private as we can. And I did get a lot of DMs. And so I'm going to kind of consolidate them, people. So please don't take offense if we don't put it right specifically for you. It's just we've had a lot of repeat questions or topics. So
what type of stuff do you guys cover on Hugging the Cactus exactly like?
it's more of
mental
positive,
health, positive.
yeah, mental health, positive kind of channel. There's no kind of like drama or anything like that. Just trying to help people.
Well, it's a lot of drama,
yeah.
but it's not like we're not trying to get into Ray Fisher drama.
Yeah,
so, like,
real person
if someone's
drama.
being like taken to court and like they're having a hard time struggling with it type of thing.
Yeah. So last a couple weeks ago, we got some people that were having problems with relationships, abusive relationships, stuff like that. So they called in some people that have mental disorders, anxiety, depression, that kind of thing. So we do talk to people like that. We're
awesome.
again not mental health professionals at all. We're just here to listen to them. So yeah. And then we just offer them resources. So yeah, we had a really good turnout the past couple of weeks. We were on there.
Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. So tune in tomorrow, unless something happens and I'm feeling like shit. We'll be there tomorrow, and then we'll talk to you guys for a bit. So stay tuned, and thank you, Tyler, for calling in. Thank you, Stormy, as always, for being around.
You're welcome.
We got one more actually. Dilla Dino sent $5. Would you rather have a show with John Campea or Grace Randolph? Oh, I gotta go Grace.
Oh god.
I gotta go Grace. I think John and I would just be two alphas just trying to constantly yell at each other. Grace would be just a lot more interesting because we'd get really annoyed with each other, I think. I think that'd be a fire stream if Grace ever had the guts. I would be respectful.
I think you guys talking about Zack Snyder would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would just, it would be, I mean, I'd have trouble not calling out her bullshit, but you could still be respectful and call out bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it would be and she'd probably try to call out my bullshit. So she thinks. So it would be, I think that'd be interesting. I don't think she would ever do. I don't think either of them have the guts to do it. Both of them like to keep in their own little silo and avoid, outside of their camps. More power to them. Keep doing it, but I think it'd be fun. It took a while to get Campy on MovieFights. I remember he did it once after a lot. I pushed for a while to try and get him on there, and then he finally did it as a team effort. It was him and Mark Andreyko. But anyway, I gotta pick Grace. Good question. For old time's sake, Bunda wants me to play the old Campa clip. Oh gosh, all right, for Bunda, of course. This is for Bunda. John, they asked me. I wasn't gonna do it. Here it is. What better way to end the May the 4th stream than with this class? I should just get the soundbite on my board. But here we go.
All right, Smelly Negro. I love that name. Which hockey movie chant "I swallow knickers come"? No idea.
There he is, Ron Burgundy. Ron Burgundy. So Stormy.
Oh my god! I can't believe you took that bait.
Just for you, Bunda. Oh my god! What a crazy. How do you mess that up?
So is he the Ron Burgundy of the internet or something?
Well, I mean, look, good for him. He gets a lot of super chats. He reads them all. But yeah, the fact that he just didn't here it is.
Smelly Negro. I love that name.
Why does he love? I would love to ask why he loves that name. Look
he
at
likes
that.
to smell knees.
Yeah, and watches the knees. Watches them grow. I love because it's so. Whoever did this, God, I would love to buy them a beer. But it was such a well thought out. Which hockey movie chant? Because that was such a smart way to make his brain go off the top and not notice the ice wallow. You know what I mean? Like it's so much brilliance in there of sort of tricking somebody to say it without actually saying it. That it just shows he just reads the teleprompters all day long. Hey, he's getting paid to do it, so good on him. Like it's one of the best clips there is. So. It can't beat the classics, as James Tyler says. It's true. You can't, Bunda, right?
Never seen that before.
Look, it's a great blooper. It is a great blooper. If I did that, I'd be playing it all the time, making fun of myself.
Oh yeah.
So I find that funny. Why does he love the name, right? I don't get it. Why does he love that name? It just shows he's just like the banter before each chat is just all nonsense. I can relate to that. Sometimes you're like, all right, cool, yeah, oh great, yeah, love that, all right. It's like it's an old DJ, radio DJ, just nonstop, gotta keep talking to feed the time. And
like someone in a local council who can't shut their mouths about stuff that no one gives a shit about.
Yes.
It's true.
Exactly.
Love that name. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, I think Lewis is on. Let's see. Let's go show Lewis some love. Why he loves Star Wars. There he is. Let's find out why he loves Star Wars. Let's go over. Oh, God. StreamYard. Shut up. Go away. I'm not buying you. Oh, look. He's got a whole bunch of stuff up. It looks so nice.
Oh, nice.
Let's go over to Lewis's. Let's show him some love, and let's talk about why we hate Star Wars. Let's see. Let's lean it out the other way.
I like how they specifically put that piece of art right there without the actual trilogy that just came out. They left that out.
Yeah.
They did, didn't they? Wow.
Why I love Star Wars before Kathleen.
It's like, this is why they say may the fourth be with you.
That's so funny. They really did. There's not.
They did.
There's Clone Wars and stuff in there, but yeah, they're like no sequel trilogy stuff.
And I'm not sure if Disney actually is the one that pulled it out or something like that, but I think they tweeted it out. But yeah, it's hilarious. I like it.
That looks like a fan edit. But let's head on over to Lewis's channel and tell him how much we hate Star Wars. And hopefully we'll be there tomorrow night. It should be over on Hugging the Cactus. Make sure you've subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed, go subscribe there. We'll be there. Hit the bell. Otherwise, you might miss it. Hugging the Cactus. And then last plug, Hugging. And then last plug, we got to end here. After Lewis, whatever it is, make sure you go check out Best Movie Ever. And watch us talk about why Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is the best. Did we break 1,000 yet? Almost. We need a few more views to break 1,000 views, so go.
How have you not breaking 1,000 on there?
I know.
That's gold.
Best movie ever. Go watch that
I'm
one again.
surprised it didn't do better for today as well.
I know, right?
YouTube does not like me.
Really?
Keeps proving it to me. But my Andrew Garfield video, I think, did do well today. Thank fucking God. I finally saw something.
The minute I saw that news, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This isn't even really like news. It's just a guy screaming at someone going, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, thank God. My Andrew Garfield video is up to almost 12,000 views in a day. That's for me. That is really good. So that's
Nice.
where they used to be, and now at least I had one break. So thank you, YouTube gods, for once. But still, that's lower than it should be. Revenue's going crazy down because YouTube just is suppressed. But can I keep fighting, guys? Let's keep fighting. All you guys who joined, including Stormy, who upgraded today. Thank you so much. Stormy's the best. All of you guys, I appreciate all of you. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell. Make sure you let me know what other movies you want for best movie ever. Leave a comment on that and tell us because we need to figure out the next movie.
Twilight.
We'll be doing a watch party. Twilight.
Yes.
Twilight could be really fun, actually. I'm just trying to time it to something, but Twilight's real bad.
It is.
Either that or the Fox's Fantastic Four is a really good step. So
yeah, there's some fun parts to that. I mean, it can't be part things, but yeah, we'll see. But let's head on over to Lewis's. We'll talk more over there. Go tell him why you hate Star Wars while he's trying to tell you that he loves Star Wars, because that's just funny to me. I might pop in for a second, but we'll see. I might need to take a break because of my voice. But everybody, thank you. Thank you, Lewis, and everybody else who called Ian earlier, and Stormy, Tyler, and all the call-in guests. Appreciate all you guys. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorned Planeteer.